When the fall update came out to Roblox Grow Garden, all of the attention went to the new maple resin plant, as that thing was worth a lot of money and pretty close to the bone blossom and candy blossom. However, another awesome fruit actually came out in this update, which is the golden peach. And a lot of people didn't give this fruit enough love because the value of this thing is actually insane when you get every single mutation on it. So make sure to watch into the end of this video to watch me get every mutation on the new golden peach, and make sure to give this new fruit some love. So first off, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my golden peach right here. We're gonna spawn in my apple gazelle, and then I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in 6 sugar apples. 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then we're gonna have my main account here hit the grow all button to get all of that to grow in for us. All right, perfect. So yeah, this is what the golden peach looks like. However, we will get a very big one in a second, but I do love the way that this tree looks. It looks very, very nice. Let's go ahead and try to get the warp mutation done, though. I actually am gonna go ahead and use a toy here just to boost my apple gazelle so we could save some sugar apples. Oh, it's already boosted. All right, and there's an earthquake. I was not expecting this. Hey, stop shaking my screen. I'm trying to get... Okay, I gotta go sell my backpack. Hey, stop! I'm trying to get my warp mutation. All right, we're gonna have to grow these again. I thought we'd get it faster than that. Maybe I should have grown more sugar apples. Let's try this again. We're gonna get warped done. We're gonna get warped. Oh, there we go. All right, we got warped on this sugar apple over here. All right, perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and travel this over here by our carrots, and these are favorited, so our butterfly doesn't convert them to rainbow in a second when we do that. But there is our warped golden apple. So we are good with that. We can go ahead and reclaim these now. All right, and now that we're done with our apple gazelle, we're gonna pick him up. We're gonna spawn in our mandrakes real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and get our seeds in here and our watering cans in here as well. We're gonna put an advanced sprinkler down right here, and then we're gonna go ahead and just plant some mandrake seeds. All right, and then we're gonna pick these up to try and get the rot mutation done now. Oh, there we go. We already got it, and it spread to this mandrake here, so we're good to go. We're gonna go ahead and move this mandrake over to our buffet platter over here for our binos, and we are good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my mooncats here with 1 triceratops to help speed up the growth process. We're gonna go ahead and get some sprinklers in here, so let's go ahead and spawn in our master sprinkler. We're gonna do an advanced sprinkler in there, regular master sprinkler, godly sprinkler, and then we need our basic sprinkler, but we're also put our maple sprinkler in there for the fall plants, and then a basic sprinkler, and there we go. We're stacked up on all the sprinklers, so this will help us get a very big golden peach to grow in, and then we'll also use our mooncats to help bump up and get a big golden peach as well. So that'll be good. That'll be good for us, you know? It'll be a good time. All right, but anyways, we're gonna go ahead and wait for these guys to sleep, all the mooncats. We're gonna drag this thing into the mooncat piles that we get. We're gonna hopefully get a big golden peach. Our triceratops will hit it, and then hopefully we can get it to grow pretty quick and get a big one in here. All right, so we got a couple of mooncats here, but we're gonna just drag this thing around. Hopefully the mooncats will stack up a little bit better. I do need to get myself some leads over here from the pet merchant. I don't know if you can gift those. Let me see, because maybe that would be easier for the mooncats. Let me go give that dude a meal real quick from my main account. All right, I fought that guy and I have a level with him now, but it won't let me view the shop still for some reason, so I guess I'm not gonna get a lead. But we do have 1 golden peach growing in. Let's go ahead and try to get these mooncats to stack up maybe. I really wish I had more pancake stacks. I'm gonna try to get the leads unlocked though, so that way I can actually have leads ready in these videos. I definitely need them for mooncats because these guys have a mind of their own. They don't like sleeping where I need them to sleep. They don't even like the pancakes, bro. I made them pancakes and they don't like it. Come on, guys. Like, can you guys like stop running around? Come on. Yeah, over here. Good. Right here, right in this pile. Just sleep right there. Get like a nice triple decker stack of mooncats, please. All right, they're all separating again, but this is a good double right here. I'll go ahead and throw that in there, and then yeah, hopefully we can get some big golden peaches. And our triceratops is about to smack it, so okay, yeah, these aren't that great. I'll be honest, I'm gonna pick up these. I was expecting a little bit more, buddy. We've dragged us back in here in all our sprinklers. We're gonna hopefully get a bigger golden peach this time, and then hopefully our mooncats will actually stack up in a spot. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna work on getting a big golden peach, and then we'll continue on from there, because this might take a minute. So after experimenting for a little bit, I think these are the biggest golden peaches we have gotten, and that we're probably going to get. It seems like this one's really hard to get a larger size for. So we're gonna favorite these two, because those seem to be the biggest ones, but let's just double check. So let's see how many studs this thing is here. So we got 2 4 6 8 10 12 and a half studs on this one, and this one is 2 4 6 8 10 12 full studs on that one, but this one is again a half. Let me check the stems here. Yeah, this one's about 2.5. This one's about just 2. So this golden one, I think, is our winner here. So I am going to go ahead and pick up this big one. And here is our golden peach we're going to go with. So we're going to get this thing ready to get some mutations on it. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in my butterfly. And then I'm going to spawn in my queen bee. The butterfly will take the 5 mutations we're about to put on this thing and convert it to rainbow. And the queen bee will just cool it down faster to do that. And I'm also going to go ahead and spawn in my golden goose here, because my golden goose needs to lay that fortune egg for us so we can move that mutation over as well. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some sprays to this thing. So we're going to go throw pollinated on it. We're going to throw chocolate on it. We'll throw a wet spray on it and a windstruck spray on it and verdant, since my main account has pretty much all of those, so we have extra ones. And the gold does not count, so we do have our 5 mutations here that will be converted to rainbow. And now we are set up to get the rainbow mutation. And just to double check here, these are favorited, so these won't be converted, and the butterfly will only target this golden peach here, give us rainbow, and then we can start getting every single mutation on this thing and hopefully make some good money. So I'm gonna go ahead and AFK while this thing finishes growing, and once we get back, we'll start by getting the guaranteed mutations done, and then we'll set up for a nice little AFK grind and get every mutation completed on our golden peach. So I'll be right back. Oh, and actually I forgot to save some time. Whenever the butterfly is done getting this thing rainbow, we're gonna go ahead and actually spawn in a carrot right here, and we're gonna use my main account to apply the shocked spray onto this carrot. And then I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my Raiju, and the Raiju will go ahead and eat this shocked carrot and then apply the static mutation. And just in case it gets on to our peach that it's about to turn into a rainbow peach, I'll place some carrots right here, so it should be able to just hit one of these carrots so we can get the static mutation done, and then that will help us get storm charge in just a little bit. So we'll have that little setup, we'll get static, and that will save some time in a little bit, so we don't have to do the Raiju whenever it's rainbow, and we can get some other pets done. All right, so I just missed the action happening, but our Raiju did just eat our shocked carrot there, and now we have some static carrots and some other stuff, so we can go ahead and pick up the Raiju here, and then we can go ahead and travel one of these static carrots. Actually, I think this one got static. Yeah, this one got static, and it also has chakra from our main account's Kitsune, so this one's actually good here. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this carrot then, and we do have another sugar apple there, but since we have it on this one, I think we're good. We'll just leave that one, and then we'll just pick up these extra little guys over here, get them out of the way. We're good there. Our golden goose is also going to lay its egg for us now, so we have a fortune egg, and then in a minute here we're going to get our queen bee to cool down our butterfly and give us the rainbow mutation, and then we can get started. So let's go ahead and get this golden egg ready from our golden goose here. Where you going, buddy? I need that golden egg, please. Okay, thank you. All right, I'm going to move this golden egg here into our Spino platter. Thanks for your scrambled eggs. We're going to go ahead and pick up the golden goose. All right, so our queen bee is cooling down our butterfly. Our butterfly is going in to convert all these mutations to rainbow. And there we go. Our golden peach is now rainbow. So we go ahead and pick up these guys here. Favorite the golden peach so we don't accidentally pick it up. And we're good. We can actually go ahead and unfavorite these guys over here so we can get our Spinos ready in a little bit to eat all those mutations. But we are good. So we're going to go ahead and add some sprays to this thing. Now we're going to add wet onto it. We're going to add pollinated. We'll throw our glimmering on there in chocolate, and then we're going to throw in our honey sprinkler here to get the honey glaze mutation done. There we go. And then over here on our main account, we will spray the verdant spray back onto it. We're going to save shock today since we have a shock carrot over there. We will put cloud touched onto it, and we'll put luminous onto it. And there we go. We have all these mutations already set on our golden peach. We have about 9 mutations on it ready to go. And now we can go ahead and get started with our easy guaranteed mutation pets. So I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in this giant badger, and he's pretty much guaranteed because he'll do a big radius and give us the crack mutation on a bunch of different plants. So I'm gonna throw some carrots over here for him, over here, and just get some carrots ready for mutations to be added to. All right, so he will give us the crack mutation. We have our cockatrice to give us the toxic mutation. Our swan will give us the, I always forget what this one's called now because he's pretty new, dude. Give me a break, okay? The graceful mutation. We'll get the corrupted kitsune for the corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra mutation. The lemon lion for brain rot, and the peach wasp for plasma. And there we go. We have a set of guaranteed pets to give us some mutations. And then with that, I'll also go ahead and spawn in our grizzly bears to help us get the fall mutation done as well. And I believe that's pretty much everyone that has a guaranteed mutation. We don't need to do the pterodactyl today or the Raiju since we already got those guys done. And we also got the golden goose done. So I think we got pretty much all the other guaranteed guys out of the way. So yeah, I think we're pretty good. I think we'll also get the Spriggan done early as well, because since he's actually pretty much guaranteed, he hits a lot of carrots in his radius, and he'll definitely give us the blue mutation pretty quick. Oh, and we got to do the Phoenix. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of one of these grizzly bears for a second and put the Phoenix in here for the flaming mutation since we need that. All right, now we're set, and we just got to wait for these guys to give us mutations. Let's see if our badger here gives us the crack mutation done. I think he should. I mean, he has a pretty big radius, so I think he'll probably apply it to a couple of these carrots here. Yep. There we go. We already got it done. All right, perfect. So our badger is done. We go ahead and travel this cracked carrot over there because that is done out of the way. We can pick him up, and I'm going to go ahead and pick up the rest of these just to save some headache for our Spinos eating these later. Let's go ahead and spawn in our Spriggan now to get the blue mutation done, since that one's actually pretty quick and easy as well. And then after that, we'll do our disco bees here, and then we'll do our chicken zombies after that. And I think that's good. I think we have all of our guaranteed guys placed out now. Although the grizzly bear isn't really guaranteed, but he should have a pretty easy chance and is a quick cooldown. So I think we're pretty much set now. All right, so we're gonna wait for these pets to do their things, give us some more mutations, and then we'll keep swapping them out. So I'll be back in just a minute when stuff happens. All right, our swan applied the graceful mutation to a carrot, so he is done. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and travel this graceful carrot into our little platter area. So he is done with his mutation, and I guess I'm gonna replace him actually with the kappa, since the kappas can give us bloodlet pretty easy. And the lemon lion just applied the brain rot mutation to a carrot, which is this one. So we can go ahead and move this over to our platter as well. And lemon lion is done, so I'll spawn in that second kappa. So let's go ahead and get bloodlet done. Once bloodlet's done, then we can start getting the disco bees and chicken zombies done, but that'll save some time for us in the long run there. All right, so next up, our cockatrice should give us toxic in a minute, and hopefully we'll get fall done from our grizzly bear. So I am going to wait for those guys to give us those mutations and go from there. All right, so our cockatrice is now going to give us the toxic mutation on a bunch of stuff here. All right, so we got it on a bunch of carrots and sugar apples, and yeah, I think we're good. Oh, we got corrosive actually on this carrot here, so that is perfect. We can actually go ahead then and pick up the other toxic sugar apples, because actually, you know what? I might keep one toxic thing just to see if we can stack corrosive and toxic and get both of them. I don't know if we can, but it's worth a shot. So I'll keep this toxic carrot, and then we have corrosive over there. So cockatrice is done, and next up, we're just waiting for our grizzly bear to hopefully give us the fall mutation. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in another grizzly bear for the time being to help us get that one done and out of the way. And once we get fall, we'll swap those guys out for some disco bees and go from there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and boost my corrupt kitsune here to get the corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra mutation done. Hopefully one of them. All right, we got some on a carrot. Oh, and we just got fall done on our carrot as well, because my grizzly bear just went and then applied it. I hope that sounded like that. I think I sound exactly like the grizzly bear. Anyway, so grizzly bears are done. Corrupt kitsune is done for now. We can try to get foxfire corrupt later, and let's go ahead and move this fall carrot over here into our pile. And then I believe we already got corrupt chakra applied to one of these over here. Let me just double check. Yep, there we go. It's actually on this one with brain rot, so we are good there. We can go ahead and pick up these extra ones just to make it, again, easier for our Spinos in a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead now and boost my Phoenix, and that should help us. Yep, there we go. We have the flaming mutation on a bunch of stuff now, and we actually got it on this cracked... All right, well, hopefully we still have it. Hopefully that didn't just revert that. I'll be right back. I got some beef with Jandal right now, dude. We did keep the flaming mutation, so that's good that at least happened. But this dude just made my cooldowns reset for my Spriggan, my Kappas, and my Peach Wasp, which is 25 minutes, dude. About to post up against Jandal right now from what he just did. But anyways, Phoenix is done, so we go ahead and get Phoenix out of the way. And I guess we'll go ahead and start with our Disco Bees next to get Disco done. And I mean, if these guys even take a while, that's fine, because we gotta wait for our cooldowns all over again. So awesome, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some of these extra flaming carrots and stuff, though, just to clean up the plate a little bit for our Spinos. Actually, I'm gonna keep these wet carrots. We need those, so our Kappas will stack and give us bloodlet on one of those. But I will get rid of these chilled ones and some of these other flaming carrots here. And yeah, I think we're good now. And yeah, we got flaming on that. All right, so we're good. It's a little annoying because now I gotta wait for my Spriggan and my Peach Wasp, which have pretty long cooldowns, to start all over again. But hey, man, I'll just hang out here and wait. And I also wasted some pet toys on them because now they're yeah. All right, so I actually didn't notice. I was very distracted for a second, but our Kappa's actually just applied the Bloodlet mutation to our Golden Peach. It had wet on it already, so it just stacked and then turned that into Bloodlet very quickly there. And we also actually got Flaming on our Golden Peach directly, which is pretty useful. I'm going to delete this other Golden Peach. All right, so since it has Flaming, actually the ones that it has Flaming on over here, we do need those mutations, so I'm going to keep those carrots over there. But our Kappas are done. We do have Bloodlet, so we can get those guys out of the way. And I guess while these Disco Bees are trying to give us the Disco mutation, we'll spawn in our first 2 chicken zombies here and hopefully get the Zombified mutation done and out of the way. Once we get Disco and Zombified, then we can really start adding in our AFK pets. However, we still do need to get our Peach Wasp done and our Spriggan, which these guys should be pretty much guaranteed, so they will get out of the way soon. All right, this rare occurrence just happened. We're literally the first Disco Bee applied Disco to a carrot. So our Disco Bees are actually done already, even though that one was about to start dancing. He's done. All these guys are done, and he failed anyways. But yeah, our Peach Wasp actually stung the bee that I just cooled down with the boost, and instantly we got Disco on our first try, which actually saves us some time here today. Also, I didn't realize this last video, and I forgot when I started this video, but if you actually hold out a toy, you can now hit the boost button on your pets, and that saves a lot of effort chasing them around while you're trying to get mutations done. So I'm gonna go ahead and spam a bunch of chicken zombies, as many as I can in here, and we'll also throw in a queen bee to help with cooling down these chicken zombies as well. Or maybe we'll do a mimic octopus actually. That way we have an extra chance to get, I guess either way really works, but I think mimic octopus is better for the setup here, so we can try and get the Zombified mutation done a little bit faster. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and travel this Disco carrot over here into our nice stack of mutations, and we are going to be good to go in just a second. I am gonna also pick up all these wet carrots now that our Kappas are done with them, and all these windstruck ones as well, because we're gonna save some time for our Spinos later. And I think we're good. I think we have a pretty good setup here. We got a lot of mutations to get added on today, which is awesome. More than we usually do because of all the new pets, and also because we got some while we were AFK. So we have a really good setup, and I think this is going to be one of the best Golden Peaches in Grow a Garden by far. Like this thing gonna be expensive, dude. I'm excited for it. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and wait for these chicken zombies and the rest of our pets to finish up their stuff, and then we'll go ahead and start getting our AFK pets placed in here. All right, so I believe our Spriggan should easily give us blooms since there's a lot of carrots around here. Let's just see, please. Okay, yeah, we got bloom on a ton of stuff here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and at least move one of these carrots over. We actually got on this Golden Peach as well, but just in case, I'll move one of these carrots over as like a backup one, and I'll pick up these other extra ones we have just to get them out of the way. But our Spriggan is done, which is good for us, saves us some time. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the Spriggan now. Our Peach Wasp is almost done, so I'm gonna boost the Peach Wasp. We can get Plasma done in 1.5 minutes, and that will be an extra 2 pet slots that we can use, and then we just gotta get Zombified done, and then we'll be ready for our AFK grind. So I think since we have an extra slot now, I'll go ahead and spawn in a queen bee to help with these chicken zombies. And then once the Peach Wasp finishes here, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in a gnome to get the gnomed mutation hopefully done and out of the way as well. But let's go ahead real quick and wait for this plasma mutation to get done, and then we'll just focus on these chicken zombies. So let's give this a minute here. All right, let's see where our Peach Wasp applies the plasma mutation. Wow, this is very majestic. Beautiful. Beautiful animation. All right, Peach Wasp is done. We have the plasma mutation applied to this carrot here. Oops, that's the wrong tool. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move this plasma carrot over to our collection, and we are good there. Let's go ahead and spawn in our gnome to see if we can get the gnome mutation done while we also wait for Zombified, and then we'll be ready to go on our AFK grind. All right, so a second ago, our queen bee actually just cooled down one of our chicken zombies, and it applied the Zombified mutation to a carrot somewhere in here. Oh, here it is. It's actually on this carrot with all these other mutations. So Zombified is finally completed, so that means we can go ahead and get ready for our AFK setup here. So I'm gonna pick up these chicken zombies. They are done. We're gonna pick up the mimic octopus and the queen bee. We're gonna leave our gnome placed, and then we're gonna go ahead and get our other AFK pets in here to give us some mutations while we AFK, since these guys will take a while. So we're gonna spawn in the space squirrel to give us the void touch mutation. We're gonna spawn in a lobster for molten and meteoric, which can be converted to infernal and blazing. Then we're gonna spawn in our spaghetti sloth, which will give us pasta sauce and meatball, and then also we have the aromatic mutation on it. But once all those mutations combine, we'll have aromatic and spaghetti. And then we'll also spawn in our junk bot here to get the oil mutation done. We have a tranquil scarlet for the tranquil mutation, a corrupt scarlet for the corrupt mutation, and then we have our griffin for cyclonic, which can give us the maelstrom or storm charge mutations. And then of course we already have our gnome spawned in, which can give us the gnome mutation. So here is our AFK setup. We are good to go AFK for a bit, and as we get these mutations done, we'll come back and swap out pets that get theirs done. Then we'll swap them out for some Spinos, so the Spinos can start eating from all of our mutations and applying it to the Golden Peach. All right, so just a quick progress check after about 30 minutes of AFKing. We did get Cyclonic on 2 carrots. There's one right here with Cyclonic, so I'm going to move that over here into my buffet platter over there, okay? And then also this one has Cyclonic. We're going to keep both of them just in case we can try to get Maelstrom and Storm Charge. I don't know if you can get both of those anymore together, but we're going to still try. And then we also did get Sauce on a couple of these carrots as well, and a lot of Drenched and Windstruck carrots. So there's a lot of those. We don't really need that, but here's a Sauce one. I'll move that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up all these Windstruck and Drenched carrots since we already have, we're gonna have Frozen done and all that. So we'll go ahead and just pick all these up, get them out of the way so our Spinos don't have to worry about eating all these. Okay, and we just got Meatball done, which is good, which this one has Sauce and Meatball, and I guess it does have Drenched anyways. So yeah, we'll just throw this over here, and we'll go ahead and I guess just pick up that Sauce carrot then. It's fine. But all right, so I think everything else is good. Yeah, everything else is clear. I'm gonna go ahead and put some more carrot seeds down. We're just gonna plant some more here and hopefully get some of these other mutations done shortly, but we did get a couple of them done. So since our Griffin is done with the Cyclonic mutation, we're gonna go ahead and put in our first Mega Spinosaurus in here to start moving some mutations over to our Golden Peach. And as we get more mutations done and pets done, we'll go ahead and start increasing the Spinosauruses. And once we have some more Spinos spawned in, they'll all move it to the Golden Peach. We'll be set, and we'll have a maxed out Golden Peach. So we're just going to AFK for a few hours now, let all the pets finish their mutations, let the Spinos eat everything, and then we'll come back when we have a fully decked out Golden Peach. Excuse me. All right, so I just got back from a little AFK break there, and we let our Spino move some stuff over and our pets do some more work. So first off, I did notice we have Gnomed on this Golden Peach here. So our Gnome is definitely done. We can go ahead and pick that up. Checking the actual Golden Peach that we are trying to get all the mutations on. I also noticed on here that we have Pasta now. So pretty much we have all the spaghetti mutations done. We just need to get Meatball moved over. But we also have Blazing done, which means we did get Molten. So we're still waiting for Meteoric. But we did get Corrupt and Tranquil and Oil done. So we can go ahead and pick up Junkbot since Oil's done, our Tranquil Scarlet, and our Corrupt Scarlet since those are done. And it looks like we still just need Void Touched, Meteoric, and Aromatic. Let's go ahead and check and see if we got any of those on one of these over here. We did get an Aurora event and we got a Celestial event, so that is awesome. We do have the Cosmic mutation on a bunch of these carrots, and getting that moved over is going to make this thing very, very expensive. Extra multipliers are very nice. I'm not seeing Meteoric on anything, so it looks like we still need to wait for that, and we still need to wait for Void Touch. I'm going to go ahead and boost the Squirrel to see if we can get Void Touch done now. See if we will get it on something maybe. Nope. Okay, it still failed, so we're going to need to take some time on that. But we did get a lot of the mutations done. So I'm going to go ahead and go around and pick up these extra carrots that have mutations on them that we don't need, just to save some time in the long haul here. So we're just going to pick up the Meatball ones, the Wet ones, and any extra Aurora and Cosmic ones. And I guess any extra Celestial ones as well, even though those are really good. We're going to pick them up to make our Spinos jobs easier. All right, that looks to be everything. I'm going to go ahead and place some more carrot seeds down to give my pets a little bit better reach for all their mutations here. And then, yeah, so we have Gnomed on there. We have Drenched and Celestial up there, but we don't need those since we already have them. Did we get anything else done? Yeah, we got Cyclonic moved over. We got Warp moved over, so that's looking good. Oh, it looks like we already got Gnomed moved over actually onto this, so we can go ahead and pick up this Golden Peach. And then let's see. I guess I'll actually maybe start picking up some of these carrots just to make it easier for the Spinos here. Yeah, maybe instead of having all these just placed out, I'll let the rest of the pets try to apply it to the Golden Peach directly, or the carrots that are over there in our little stack. Otherwise, we're just going to keep getting extra mutations, and it's going to take a while. So let's just go ahead and sell all these. All right, that should be good. And then let's see here. So I think we already have Verdant, Wet, and Meatball on there, right? Oh, no, we still need to get Meatball, but we do have the other two. We have other Meatball stuff. Let me see. Can I favorite this real quick? Yeah, so we have Sauce and Pasta. We do need Meatball, but we do have Verdant on there. And we also have Wet on there, so we don't need this one. I think we still need to get Cracked moved over. Is that right? We already have Aurora, and we have, I think, Meatball over here. Yeah, so we'll pick this one up. We'll pick up our Golden Egg. We don't need Bloom anymore, but we still need Sandy, and I think we still need Tempestuous and Eclipsed. That's right, yeah. So I'll keep that Sandy there. We still need to get Fall moved over, so I'll keep that. We don't need Drenched. And this one, we still need to get Chakra and Zombified and Dawnbound and Static Corrosive moved over, so this one's really important. And let's see what else. I'm gonna pick up these Sugar Apples up here just to clear them out. Again, we don't need Aurora. So I think that's a little bit of an easier plate for my Spinos to finish up on. So now that we got all those moved out of the way and we have a couple pets remaining, I'm just gonna go ahead and place down my other Mega Spinosaurus there, and also my regular Spinosauruses, so they can move everything over to my golden peach. What's up here? Celestial Moonlit. We don't need that. Cool. So now we just gotta wait for all these mutations over here to get moved over. These Spinos will make this go a little bit faster now that we have a bunch of them. And then we still need to get Meteoric done, and we still need to get Void Touch done along with Aromatic, and then we'll be solid. So I think we're almost there. I'm gonna go ahead and boost this Lobster just to see if we'll get Meteoric done real quick. Okay, both of those failed, so still no Meteoric. What about Aromatic possibly? Failed. Okay, and then our Space Girl still needs time. All right, so that's good. I will also spawn in a Mimic Octopus just to help these Spinos or these pets apply their mutations, and we're good to AFK for a little bit longer now. All right, so after AFKing about another 3 hours, we have our maxed out Golden Peach. Look at this thing, dude. It is actually insane with how many mutations are actually on this thing. So if we go ahead and take a look into this thing, we are at 40 mutations, and that's with them not even separated. So if we separate Cosmic, we'd be at about 41. Spaghetti would bring us to 43. Abyssal would be about 44. Corrosive 45. Harmonized Chakra 46. Maelstrom would be about 48. Gloom 49. And then Infernal would bring us to about 51. So this thing has about 51 mutations on it. I think this might be one of the best Golden Peaches so far inside of Roblox Grow Garden. So that's pretty exciting. We're going to go ahead though and check the value with the magnifying glass. Sorry, my voice is dying. We're gonna go ahead and check the value of this thing with the magnifying glass. Now, I just realized we didn't get Sandy to turn into Ceramic, and we also didn't get Verdant to turn into Paradisal. So with those, actually going to those mutations that we usually get, this would have had even more value to it. I don't know why. Maybe we just never got a heat wave event, or our tanning meters ran out and it didn't affect this. I am going to place some more down for the next video, but those didn't combine. We also got Maelstrom instead of Storm Charged, so I guess if we got one of them, you can't get the other one anymore for whatever reason. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and check the value of this Golden Peach though and see what it is worth. So without further ado, let's check the value on 3, 2, 1. So this Golden Peach is worth 503 billion. We did not reach the trillion mark, which is surprising with all of these mutations on it. However, if we had all of these on the maple resin, which is the best seed in the fall shop or one of the better prismatic seeds in the seed shop, I think this thing would have definitely been past the trillions mark. But 503 billion is still pretty good for not a top tier seed. Now we're gonna go ahead and spawn in our raptors just to see if we get amber on it and see if that will help boost this even more. All right, so all of our raptors are spawned in. Let's go ahead and boost the ones that aren't boosted. And let's go ahead and pick this thing up and see if we get amber. Okay, we surprisingly did not get amber. I think ever since we got the multiple raptors, we have not gotten amber once, which is pretty crazy. But here is our Golden Peach. This thing is worth 503 billion, and it is still a very good price and has lots of mutations on it. So we're gonna go ahead and start by spawning in our Golden Goose, who has about a 11 or 12 minute cooldown. He does have a boost right now, but we're gonna have to give him a new boost in just a second. And we're gonna also, while we wait, spawn in our Queen Bee right away and our Butterfly, because our Queen Bee still has about 19 minutes for its cooldown to cool down our Butterfly. And once it actually cools down our Butterfly, it'll be ready to apply Rainbow right away, because this Golden Goose has a little bit of time before he can spawn in his golden egg. So this video is going to be structured a little bit differently, but it's the same exact thing. We're going to be attempting to get every single mutation on the golden egg, but instead of planting a seed with all the sprinklers, we got to wait for this guy to hatch an egg, which is interesting, I guess, for this one, huh? All right, so he should hatch his egg within 9 minutes. I will boost him again, so this timer will be accurate. And then within 18 minutes, we'll have our Queen Bee cool down our Butterfly, and then our Butterfly will convert all the mutations on our golden egg once we have it to rainbow. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my Queen Bee over here on my main account, and also a Kitsune. So once these cooldowns are done over here, the Kitsune will steal the golden egg and apply chakra on it after it has rainbow. So the Golden Goose is dropping its golden egg, and boom, we have our golden egg. It's a little bit smaller than the other ones I've gotten, but not too bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and trowel this over here just so all of our pets are a little bit closer to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply my sprays here. So there we go. We now have 5 mutations, and I guess just in case, since we don't really need fried, since we have a mutation shard for this, and also I don't believe we can use fried or burnt anymore, since this automatically gets removed when we get ceramic, which we will be getting ceramic. I'm gonna go ahead and just use that for a free one. I think Fortune honestly might have been 5, but I don't know if it's considered a growth mutation technically, since it grows in with the golden egg, and growth mutations don't work to get rainbow. So this is just a safety thing, so I don't waste the 17 or so minutes I just waited for the Queen queen bee's cooldown to go down. And our golden goose is going to work to spawn in another egg in just a second here. And once we get that other egg from the golden goose, we can go ahead and put the golden goose away, because that will be our fortune egg that we're going to use a Spinosaurus to move fortune back over to this, since this will lose fortune. It should lose fortune because, yeah, it's about to get rainbow. All right, the magic is now going to happen. The queen bee is going to cool down our butterfly, and then our butterfly is going to come over here and convert this golden egg to rainbow. Let's watch the magic happen. Oh, we also got windstruck, so that would have been a free mutation, but oh well. Anyways, all those are gone. We now have rainbow for that extra multiplier, so we can go ahead and pick up our queen bee for now and our butterfly, and our golden goose will be giving us another egg shortly. So we have all of those mutations gone. We now have rainbow. I'm going to go ahead and favorite this. We're going to go ahead and apply all of our sprays now. So I'm going to go ahead and skip out on burnt and fried today, although I usually apply those now that we get ceramic, since we have the jackalopes for sandy, and then we get that to clay. You cannot have burnt and fried to get ceramic, so there's really no point on applying burnt or fried anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and skip that, and we're going to do honey glazed. All right, so we're going to go ahead and apply chocolate now. So there we go. We now have rainbow, chocolate, and honey glazed. And let's see. All right, we're skipping fried burnt. Let's do shocked, pollinated. We have a bloom spray, and then I guess I'll go ahead and apply this chilled spray so we can get this thing to frozen. I would wait around and try to get bloodlit, but I've just given up on the kappas giving me bloodlit. Until they make a better pet or buff the kappas, I don't think I'm going to attempt to get bloodlit anymore with them, because I literally will sit here for like 10 hours straight and not get it, and then I cry, and it's really sad. So I'm just not going to worry about getting bloodlit anymore, dude. It's a painful one to get. All right, and I'm also going to spawn in a Spinosaurus, and let's go ahead and get some of our other pets done. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn in 2 queen bees, I guess, to get them started. I guess I'll go ahead and spawn in a Raiju so we can go ahead and get static applied. I guess I'll go ahead and spawn in these lobsters since they take forever to give us meteoric. And then I guess we'll go ahead and spawn in our pterodactyl, because he's going to try and give us tempestuous. Actually, maybe, hold on. I'm going to actually get rid of one of these disco bees, and I'm going to spawn in a pterodactyl and the corrupt kitsune. Since we have our Spinosaurus out, we might as well try and get these 2 done, since they're going to apply corrupt chakra and tempestuous, and I'm going to place a bunch of carrots down. Oh, and I almost forgot, I have some extra sprays on my main account that we can apply to this egg, so I'm going to go ahead and apply cloud touch to it and verdant. I feel like we're missing a couple of mutations there, and that's what we were missing. We did not use the verdant and cloud touch spray yet, but now we did. We're good to go there. All right, where's that kitsune? Hello? There he is. Look at him in all of his glory. He wants to eat my egg today. It's a chocolate covered egg. Who wouldn't want this? All right, he's got it. He's going back to my main account with it, and we got chakra applied to the golden egg. Now, some people in the comments have been like, Bandites, you could actually get Foxfire chakra, and you can get Foxfire corrupt chakra with corrupt chakra and regular chakra, and you can actually get harmonized Foxfire chakra and harmonized regular chakra. And yes, I know you can get both variants, but you have to understand, I record these videos almost every day for 4 to 8 hours, and the one thing I want to save some time on is worrying about every single version of chakra I could get, okay? I know technically I can make the mutations better, and I can get way more money for getting those mutations, but I don't know if it's worth sitting here waiting another 10 hours to get Foxfire corrupt chakra and Foxfire regular chakra just to get another 130 times multiplier. If I really want, I can use a calculator and do that math instead of drive myself insane. I'm sorry, I just want to keep my sanity. So let's go ahead and place these down. I'm gonna get one more actually, just in case, because the corrupt kitsune can apply to 9 different fruits. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I have 9 of these, and I'll get 1 extra. And then this is the one I will apply the shock spray to. There we go. So now our Raiju set up to give us static, and then we should be getting this fortune moved over in just a second. Oh, we're done with our golden goose. So let me go ahead and get rid of him. Since he's done, I'm gonna go ahead and get my spaghetti sloth ready, because we are going to need to get 4 mutations from the spaghetti sloth. Where is this guy? Here he is. All right, our Raiju's cooldown is done. I actually moved the other golden egg in this corner for a second just to make sure maybe it'll be out of range so he can't apply static to that one, because I just want the Spinosaurus to eat fortune right away. And that way he might only apply to these carrots and this egg. So there we go. Perfect. He did not apply to that one. So now our golden egg has static applied to it, and I can go ahead and move this back over here. And I'm gonna go ahead and I guess clear off some of these static carrots since we don't need them. And oh, our disco bee's doing something. Are you gonna give us disco on a carrot, bro? Okay, he failed. That's actually fine. That would just make it easier for a Spinosaurus in a little bit to do his thing. And I'll actually spawn in another disco bee to get that taken care of. All right, there we go. Pterodactyl. Oh, he actually already applied Tempestuous right away to our golden eggs. That actually saves us some time. So I can pick up these carrots that he applied stuff to, get these out of the way, and save some more time there. All right, well, thanks, my man. That was really nice of you to just give it to us right away, you know? All right, I'm going to go ahead and pick you up then since you've done your job. And disco bees are going. Let's see. Our lobsters cooldowns are almost done. So we have some more pets about to do some stuff in a second. But while we wait for those guys, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in another pet. So I guess we'll start trying to get, I guess Sandy it's a pretty easy one to get out of the way. So we'll spawn in our age 5 jackalope to get that done. And we should be able to get Sandy done onto our golden egg in just a second pretty quickly. So lobsters, we need molten. Give us molten, boys. Give us molten. Get it out of the way and make us happy, please. Please make us happy, please. I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy for once, please. Hey, you guys are getting a little far. Here, eat this golden egg. Only this one, buddy. Yeah, there you go. Failed. Hey, other guy, right here. Molten, now. All right, you guys are failures. Bruh. Jackalope, hey, buddy. Listen here, buddy. I need you to get us Sandy. Let's get this done out of the way. I got more pets I need to come in here and do some stuff. So hurry up. Get your Sandy on that egg. Come on. Yeah, let's go, dude. Jackalope applied Sandy to golden egg. That was like pretty much instantaneously. So, instant. I mean, I'm not speaking proper English today. But anyways, we have Sandy done. Spinosaurus, it is your time to shine. We're going to travel this here. You're going to eat fortune, apply to other golden egg. All right, go ahead. Feast upon the golden egg. Yes. Yes, good job. All right, now, just like I promised, spaghetti sloth, here you go. Eat. So now we have fortune moved over to our golden egg. And then also we should have a night event within 10 minutes because you know how I know this? Because I'm in the Bandites Discord, discord.gg/Bandites. We have a channel in there where you get alerts for different events happening in the game and also stock. You get to see if there's an item in stock that you want in the seed shop or the gear shop. And it's really cool. So you should join the Discord because it's really cool and you'd be even cooler if you joined it. You'd be cooler than you are now. All right, anyways. Spaghetti sloth, what are we thinking today? Are you going to give us some of that delicious pasta, delicious sauce, delicious meatballs? All right, perfect. We got pasta applied to the golden egg, so that is done. And then our Krupp Kitzoon's about to do something, so let me throw some seeds down real quick. And I'll be right back because my fiance is about to throw up. What? All right, sorry about that. Quick little thing happened there. Anyways, oh. Hey, look at that. We got harmonized chakra done, so he applied it to our golden egg when I ran out. Thanks, buddy. He didn't even apply any of it to the carrots. All right, well, we don't need these. And Spinosaurus, I'm sorry to say it, buddy, but we don't need you anymore. And we have a Disco Bee almost done here, so I'm going to give him a toy. Let's see if we'll get Disco. Hey, Zaza. Hey, can we get Disco, please? Okay, you failed. Why are you failing me? What about you? What about you, Zeffy? You always seem to come in clutch. Zeffy? He was out of range. I should have moved it towards him. I didn't move it towards him. I'm a failure, too. All right, well, I guess we'll go ahead and spawn in our Tranquil Scarlet then, and we'll spawn in our Junk Bot. We should have a nighttime event. So, I will be back when that event starts, and we'll get some more mutations done. I have returned. And also, we have Tropical Rain. Bro, we're getting so many events randomly. I don't know, the game likes me for once. Anyways, our Spaghetti Sloth is almost done with its cooldown again, and then our Lobsters are almost done. I'm gonna go ahead and boost my Spaghetti Sloth to help us try and get Aromatic out of the way, since that one takes some time, and then we'll get our next ingredient. Now, with these lobsters, I really hope that they'd be nice enough to give us molten and to give us meteoric. But if they're not nice, then I can always just cry myself to sleep. That's always an option. Doesn't really matter to me. Okay, failed. Failed. What about you, buddy? Failed. And, well, okay, we got molten. That's at least one of them, but they failed on the meteoric. So, at least we have some time to still get meteoric. So, I won't, like, cry myself to sleep very hard tonight. Like, it'll be a little bit, but definitely not as, like, heavy as I was expecting. Just like I said, dude, we got that beautiful nighttime event. There should be moonlit. Maybe we'll get celestial after. That'd be nice as well. And our Spaghetti Sloth is about to do some magic, so we'll see what he does. Ah, there we go. Moonlit. Moonlit is done and out of the way. We now have Moonlit on the golden egg. So we don't have to use our Tanukis, which is always nice, since those guys also take forever, just like the Kappas. However, the Kappas aren't completely useless. I will use them in a second to give us wet so we can get that chill to frozen and that sandy to clay, and then that will become ceramic. Sorry, I got caught off guard there because this guy failed at aromatic. I thought we were going to try to give us 2 mutations, but someone has other ideas today, huh? Anyways, hey, Disco Beast, can you make me feel better and give us Disco? Disco. Failed. All right, Disco B, please don't fail me this time, please. I'm gonna cry, please, Disco, please. Why? All All right, so I'm gonna give a toy to my Junkbot and also flatter him like I did last time since that seemed to work. So Junkbot, hey buddy, if you give us oil on that golden egg right there, I will kiss you. I will give you a big kiss. Do you want a kiss? You gotta do your thing. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You're not getting a kiss. That's what you're getting, a spit. Let's see, are we gonna get disco this time, buddies? Come on. It's failed, okay. Move this over here for this buddy. Are you coming over here now? Okay, come on, please, 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 please. Why are they failing so much, dude? Why are they just failing me? Anyways, the spaghetti sauce will at least do something for us. Need some nummy nummies, huh? All right, we got sauce done, so now we just need meatballs and aromatic from this guy. So he's about halfway done with all of his mutations. But man, why are these disco bees failing me? Okay, corrupt failed. What about tranquil? Hello? Hey, stop moving. Oh, he already has the boost. So he must have already done tranquil and failed, and I just didn't realize. Okay, well, anyways, our junk bot also is almost done with its cooldown again, so I am gonna give it another toy. Oh wait, tranquil, hello? Failed. All right, well, everyone's just failing me, dude. Everyone's just failing me. All right, so the main account does have the wet mutation, so we don't really need the kappas. We'll just need the chicken zombies next. So anyways, this sandy on there is about to turn to clay, and since we have molten, now instantly just turn to ceramic, and that chilled will turn to frozen. So let's go ahead and apply this wet mutation, and there's some magic right there. Wait, what? Why is sandy still sandy? Bruh. All right, well, for some reason we still have sandy and frozen. Wait, maybe do I have to do it again? Let me try it again. Hold on. All right, did that do anything? We still have sandy. What is going on, bro? All right, hold on. Let me try something else. Let me see if this will unstuck it if I applied fried. Fried got applied. What about burnt? And burnt got applied. All right, so today I guess it's just bugging. I don't know why, but it won't give us ceramic. I applied wet to the sandy, but maybe because we already had chilled and then frozen, you can't do it. So I guess you can't get chilled. All right, so I'll know that for next time. Don't apply chilled yet. Wait until you have ceramic, okay? But either way, we can still apply fried and burnt, which you just did, and that's some extra mutations, but that's a shame. I thought we could have got ceramic still, but hey, that's 2 more mutations anyways. Junkbot, hey, don't let me down, please. I need to get some chicken zombies in here. We have some more mutations. If you could just please just be a nice little guy and apply that oil mutation, that'd be just really nice of you, and I would really like you, and I hate you, Junkbot. I hate you. All right, hopefully good stuff's about to happen. Our lobsters are done with their cooldowns. I believe this one's for meteoric. I could be wrong. Maybe the 3-minute one's for meteoric. I think this one's meteoric though, so I'm gonna scoot this over towards them. Hey guys, look at this egg. You can get meteoric on. Failed. Hey buddy, look at this egg. You can get meteoric on. Buddies. Okay. Okay, failed. Everyone's failing. Come on, someone please. Someone please. Okay, we got meteoric. We got meteoric. Yes, that's another one done. Let's go. Where's the other disco bee? Apply disco, please. Please, please, please. Okay, he failed, but at least we got meteoric done. That's another one out of the way. We can go ahead and pick up our lobsters finally, and then we can replace them with chicken zombies, and we're getting there now. We're getting somewhere. All right, good. We pretty much have a good setup now. These are pretty much the last pets that we need that we can AFK with, but let's see real quick if the spaghetti sloth gives us that nice, beautiful meatballs mutation. Because I really want some spaghetti. I actually have spaghetti in the fridge. I might go eat that while in AFK while these pets do their thing. But to celebrate me eating my spaghetti, this guy's got to give us that last spaghetti mutation. So let's see if he does it. All right, we got meatballs. Thank you. So now we have the spaghetti mutation done and out of the way. So now all we got to do is wait for this guy to give us aromatic, but his ingredient mutations are done. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I was AFK. We need a tanning mirror. This should help us get paradisal done. So we just got paradisal done. It looks like we got corrupt when we were AFK, and I think that was actually it. But thankfully I came back. I was AFK. I didn't realize that this was going on. I also didn't realize that I did not have a tanning mirror placed down. So now we have a tanning mirror placed down. We did get paradisal, which is good. We needed paradisal, and so that is good and out of the way. Whew. All right, so we have a few more toys we can use here, so I'm gonna go ahead and boost these chicken zombies to maybe give us zombified. Let's see the first one. Failed. What about this guy? Maybe please. Failed. Okay, well that's fine. Not really. I'm sad. Aromatic failed, so everyone just be failing today. What about the Junkbot? Junkbot, do you love me? Failed. Bro, what? Everything is just failing. Anyways, let's see what the disco bee gives us. Disco, please. Disco, please. Failed. What about you? Buddy, Zeffy, listen to me. Listen to me. You've been here for such a long time. You always come in clutch. You always give us the disco mutation. This one time, I really need your help on the golden egg. No one's giving me mutations. Please, it would make me feel so much better. Please. I thought we had a heart-to-heart. I thought we actually connected there, but we didn't. We got nowhere. The pain. Why didn't that kill me? It should have. I wish it did. Bro, finally. All right, one of our chicken zombies applied zombified to our golden egg. So now we have zombified officially applied. We go ahead and pick these guys up. And I'm going to throw a queen bee into the mix to help with some of these cooldowns around here because these guys be taking forever. Some of them at least. All right, our disco bees finally came in clutch. We finally got disco applied. Please give us tranquil, bird. No. All right, at least we got disco done. We can't bag too much. All right, well, we got disco done. All right, if we can get junkbot done though, then it would only be up to 2 pets. So junkbot, let's get you done and out of the way, man. And I already offered you a kiss. You don't want anything. So what if I offer you this? Do you think that would make you produce oil? Because I just produced oil myself.
Brother,
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give him a toy, and I'm sorry about that, by the way. That was disgusting. I'm sorry, but that was funny. And I'm literally, I have child humor. Anyways, junkbot oil, please. All right, you know what? Next time I'm farting on your head, bro. We got an Aurora event! An Aurora event! Maybe to increase our chances, I'm gonna throw some carrots down. Maybe we can get Aurora on something. I don't know. Aurora always never seems to like me enough, but maybe today, since all the other pets of mine don't like me. Maybe the sky will like me. All right, well, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see if I get Aurora on anything. It'd be nice if we get on the gold. We got Aurora! We got Aurora! We got it again! That's good. I'm gonna get a Spinosaurus in here. Move aside, Dash Hound. What do you guys... Actually, I have space. I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy to eat that Aurora and apply it to that golden egg. All right, so our queen bee here is about done with her cooldown. So she's about to cool down our Spinosaurus. I just realized because the Spinosaurus has such a long cooldown. Bro, that was the queen bee. That wasn't me. All right, anyways, the Spinosaurus is now eating the Aurora mutation off of our carrot and should apply it to our golden egg. There we go. We now have Aurora applied to the golden egg. Thank you, friends, for helping. Wait, the carrot is still purple. Interesting. Interesting. Hold on. Does it stay purple if I pick it up? No, it does not. The more you know. Okay, I just missed it by like a second, but we just got the aromatic mutation finally applied to our golden egg. And with that, we should be getting the tranquil one in just a minute. So let me go ahead and I guess pick up this aromatic spaghetti sloth now since he is done. And let's try to give a toy to our Scarlet here to see if we can get tranquil done finally. And it's still failed. Very sad. But at least we got another mutation done. We just have to wait for oil and tranquil, and then this thing will be pretty much ready to go. Bro, I went AFK for a second and we actually finally got oil done. It's a miracle. It's actually a miracle. Now we just gotta let our queen bee and mimic octopus completely focus on the tranquil Scarlet. All right, so I know some people are gonna hate me forever for doing this, but I am going to give up on trying to get tranquil. Usually I don't do this, and usually we get it pretty quick, but I have been recording this for 4 hours. It is 3 a.m. I'm very tired, and we have not gotten tranquil after like 2 hours since we placed the pet down, maybe even almost 3 at this point. And we already have so many mutations that I think our golden egg is pretty much worth it at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip out on the tranquil, which means we won't have tranquil, and these are the other ones we're missing that we could get legit: bloodlet, eclipsed, acidic, celestial. These events are pretty rare, and I don't think we'll be getting one anytime soon by the time we're done recording. I wish we got celestial earlier with the nighttime event, but we didn't. But anyways, for now, we're going to be leaving it off there. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that we're not getting tranquil. We probably won't be getting these 5 mutations, but there's still a chance for amber. But if we don't get that, then we missed out on 6 mutations we could have gotten legit. And of course, not including all the admin ones. But in total, though, this golden egg here has 26 mutations on it. And if you separate tempestuous, it has 27 mutations on it. Separate paradisal, 28. Frozen, 29. Harmonized chakra, 30. And if we had ceramic, it would have been like 31, 32. So let's hope that we can get amber on it and make it worth even more. So for now, I'm gonna go ahead and I guess I'll leave the mimic octopus, but no, I don't think you can mimic raptors actually. And plus we're about to use our raptors to pick it up. So we're gonna pick him up, pick up our queen bee, and sadly pick up the tranquil Scarlet, but hopefully our raptors can give us amber. I'm gonna boost them with some toys to try and help us get amber. And let's see if we get amber. All right, we did not get amber. So yeah, we missed out on about 6 mutations, but we did get all of the other mutations on our golden egg here, which I can't even see it because there's so many mutations. Oh, there they go. They're loading in now. Wait, is this the right thing? I don't think this is it. Okay, yeah, I mean, it went to my hotbar, but I confused myself for a second because the other day we had a fruit like this that looked kind of crazy where it was just like a big ice texture like this. I thought it was the same fruit and I thought it swapped out for some reason in my hotbar, but that one we didn't have fried on. We actually had ceramic on that one, which won't show up because it was deep in the mutation list, but I know for sure we just had fried on our golden egg, and the other ones that we have fried in my inventory that are favorited with all the mutations. Things I have here that are fried. This is a taco fern. This is a donut sugar glaze. This is a moon mango, I think. This is a traveler's fruit, cacao, and the beanstalk. So this has to be the golden egg here. It just has a bug broken texture, of course. So I'm going to be checking the mutation of our golden egg with Steven here, and we're going to see how much our golden egg is actually worth now. So Steven, how much is our golden egg worth? Wow. Only 8 billion, and I think if we had Tranquil, this would only have been like 9 or 10 billion. That is not as much as I was expecting. I honestly thought we might get to trillions because usually the golden egg's base value is pretty high. However, I think because this one wasn't that big of a golden egg that we got from our goose this time around, that might have really affected the value. But let me actually check real quick what the minimum value is. So it looks like the minimum value is around 200k for this thing. So with all the mutations on it, we only got to 8 bill. Usually I was seeing like I was selling these things for millions, but maybe it's because I had other stuff in my inventory. I thought these were worth a lot more, but 8 billion for about 30 mutations is, I don't know if that's good or not. I mean, it was an interesting video, but I don't know if that's worth it. You can make a lot more money with other fruits, but the golden goose will also spawn this thing in every. And you guys will be happy to know that I did finally get a pancake stack. So this should help my mooncats actually surround the new Romanesco and help us get a big growth from it. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna go ahead and place down our Grandmaster Sprinkler, Master, Godly, Advanced, Basic, and then we're going to place our Romanesco seed down right in that mix. We're going to go ahead and spawn our Mooncats here because I believe the Mooncats should actually help affect this and help it grow faster. And then with that, we're going to also spawn in our Triceratops to help speed up the growth a little bit. And I also am going to go ahead and use some, I don't have watering cans. Wow, this is a first. I don't want to do that watermelon, bro. Get that out. All right, well, no worries because I do have my main account here. So I'm going to bring my main account over and I'm going to use my main account to watering can the Romanesco to hopefully get it to sprout up a lot faster. All right, we got some Mooncats. The pancake stack is definitely helping. They're all in this area right here. And our Romanesco is growing a little bit faster with all those watering cans. I'm going to move this into the Mooncats just a little bit closer. All right, so we use all of our watering cans. I'm going to have to buy some more, but our Triceratops should definitely help with getting this to fully grow. But the watering cans is just to speed up the process a little bit. We're going to throw some more watering cans on it. And that is pretty much all we have for now. So our Triceratops will hopefully do the rest of the work here. It just seems like it grows a little bit faster than some other plants, so I think we only need our Triceratops to hit it one time, and I think that should be enough for it to fully grow in. All right, so while we wait for that, I do want to say we can actually get the Sandy mutation pretty easily now because I do have the new Jackalope pet. There's also a new pet that you can use to get the new blue mutation. Spriggan, I believe it's called. This guy will give you the new blue mutation on plants, and then we also opened up a golden goose in one of the eggs, and this guy can give you the new fortune mutation. He has a chance to hatch your seed, and it will start out with the fortune mutation, almost like how rainbow and gold can spawn in on a fruit when you first grow it in. This guy pretty much sort of does that, but he gives you a fortune seed. You can plant that, you'll have fortune mutation on it, and if you sell it, it will give you a chance to actually have your other plants grow fortune on them. So this guy will come in clutch at the very end of the video. All right, there we go. Our Romanesco is at 100% grown, so it's pretty much done. Our Mooncats should all start sleeping over here, hopefully on top of it, so we can get some bigger Romanesco plant done, maybe. Let's just wait this minute. Let's see what kind of size we get on this thing. Hopefully it's a big one. Hopefully it's valuable, and hopefully we make some good money on this. All right, what do we got here, buddy? Go ahead and smack that thing. Oh, it's ready. That's a pretty big Romanesco. I didn't think it was gonna be that big. Good job, team. And pick all these guys up. All right, well, we're good here. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some sprays to this thing so we can get 5 mutations on it, and then we can get this thing converted to rainbow. So let's go ahead and put shocked on it, honey glazed, pollinated. We have a ton of cloud touch, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a cloud touched, chocolate, and there we go. We have our 5 mutations, and with that, I'm gonna spawn in my queen bee, and I'm also going to spawn in my butterfly. The queen bee in just a few will cool down my butterfly, butterfly, and then the butterfly will convert these 5 mutations to rainbow on our Romanesco, and then we can start gathering the actual mutations that we need. So we're gonna let that happen. Take about 17 minutes, but with the boost, it should be about, yeah, 13 minutes. And then on my main account over here, I'm going to spawn in a queen bee over here as well, and we're gonna spawn in my kitsune. This queen bee will cool down this kitsune. It'll steal the Romanesco, and we'll get chakra applied to it. So that should be an extra mutation within 20 minutes after we get rainbow done. So we're gonna BRB for just a second, and we'll come back when we have rainbow. All right, it's time to get to work. Our queen bee's cooldown is about done, so she is finally going to cool down our butterfly, and our butterfly will give us rainbows. There we go. We now have rainbow on the Romanesco, so we are good to go. We can pick up this butterfly and this queen bee, and we can go ahead and favorite this Romanesco plant so we don't accidentally pick it up. And let's go ahead and get some sprays applied back to it. So we're going to put burnt on it, shocked, fried, verdant, pollinated, cloud touch, chocolate, and honey glazed, which brings us to 9 mutations. So on our main account, I'm going to go ahead and apply the wet mutation onto this so we can easily get this thing to clay and then ceramic. I'm also going to go ahead and apply the new bloom spray, which I do have the pet to apply bloom, but since I have some sprays, we might as well save some time and apply this. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in the new jackalope pets here. I'm gonna spawn in 2 of them to attempt to give us sandy on this thing so we can go ahead and get clay and then start working towards getting ceramic. So these guys every about minute and a half have a 15% chance to apply sandy mutation. So that's actually a pretty good pet to have. So there we go. These guys are gonna start doing their thing. We're also gonna spawn in 2 of our lobsters to attempt to give us molten and meteoric. We're also gonna go ahead and spawn in 2 disco bees to start working on getting us the disco mutation. And then let me see. We have so many pets to work with now. It's actually crazy. I guess I'm going to go ahead and spawn in my corrupt kitsune, and then I'll spawn in the Raiju here. Whenever the Raiju's cooldown is almost done, we're going to plant a carrot seed down for him, and we're going to put shocked mutation on it, so that way he'll eat it, and then apply the static mutation to our Romanesco. All right, both failed. That's fine. Their cooldowns are so low that it doesn't really matter. So we're going to wait just a second for those guys to apply sandy, and then we'll swap them out. We're also going to wait for our kitsune over here, and I guess to speed this up a little bit, I'm going to give these jackalopes some toys just so they have a boost. Anyways, let's go ahead and watch the magic happen real quick. So where's my kitsune? Hello? Oh, also, I know people are going to be like, oh, Bandites, look, there's a new silver mutation. It's just like gold, where you can't have gold and rainbow. You also can't have silver in rainbow. Rainbow is still the best out of the growth mutation. So, yeah, we're not using that right now, okay? Anyways, here we go. Simon, our kitsune, is going to steal our Romanesco now. And we got Foxfire Chakra today. Let's go, dude. That's a better mutation there. So if we can get our Corrupt Kitsune to give us Foxfire Corrupt Chakra, then we can get Harmonized Foxfire Chakra, and then we will make like 130 times multiplier on this. One of the best mutations you can get. So now, once the Raiju is done, in 50 seconds with its cooldown, it will eat this and then puke it up onto our Romanesco and give us the static mutation. And also, look at that, we just got a heat wave, so this should give us Paradisal. And if these jackrabbits hurry up, dude, then we could easily get ceramic done right now. All right, jackrabbits, please give us sandy. We got to get this done. We got to get ceramic done. We have a chance here, but you guys have to speed it up a little bit. All right, let's see. Sandy? Sandy? Yes. No. Yes, yes. Okay, we got it on both. All right, perfect. Thank you, jackalopes. We're good there. I'm gonna real quick bring my main account back in here and apply another wet spray so we can get... Okay, sorry, there's a lot going on. All right. Raiju struck this with static. That's good. We have another mutation done. We have sandy done. I'm gonna real quick pick this Raiju up. We're gonna get my main account back into the game so he can apply the wet mutation, and then we can easily get... Oh, wait, we already got ceramic. Never mind. We don't even need him. What happened? We had wet? I don't even know how we got ceramic. I don't know what he just... What did he take? We're fine. We're fine. We have ceramic. We're good. So yeah, now we have ceramic. We have Paradisal. We finally got ceramic and Foxfire Chakra. 2 new mutations that we've like literally never gotten before in the series. So that's good to see. All right. With that, sorry, lots going on. I'm overstimulated. All right. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in a Pterodactyl now. Pterodactyl is spawned in. I will plant some carrots for him to get tempestuous, just like we're going to do for our Corrupt Kitsune. And then we're going to go ahead and spawn in our Spaghetti Sloth next, because this guy has 4 mutations he has to work through. We have to get pasta, meatballs, sauce, and aromatic from his mutation shard. I guess because the junk bot takes a while, we'll go ahead and use the junk bot next, and we'll do the chicken zombies towards the end today. So yeah, the junk bot definitely should be in now, because we're going to be waiting around for hours for that dude to do anything. Also, another thing we could do real quick is our disco bees cooldowns are about to be over with. So I'm going to go ahead and give them toys to hopefully, just hopefully, boost them enough to give us the disco mutation. There we go. First try with both toys boosting this guy. So I guess what I'll do is spawn in one Kappa to work on getting us bloodlit. And then I will spawn in a chicken zombie to work on getting us zombified. That way we can have 2 more pets working through their mutations. Hopefully we get that bloodlit done so we can get moonlit in just a little bit when a nighttime event occurs. Here's one lobster. Molten, please. Molten. Okay, failed. Where's your friend? Maybe your friend will help. Molten, please. All right, there we go. We got Molten done on the Romanesco, but now we just have to wait for Meteoric. So hopefully it's easy as pie to get Meteoric as well. All right, so I just boosted my Corrupt Kid Zune with a toy, so his cooldown is about only a minute left. I'm trying to boost my Pterodactyl as well, but this dude is trapped inside the Romanesco, so I'll deal with him in a second. I don't have time. I got to get some carrot seeds down for my boy here so we can hopefully get Corrupt Chakra nice and quickly. Oh, I already have some seeds in here. All right, so I'm going to place down 9 seeds for him. So in case he misses the Romanesco, he'll apply it to this, and the Spinosaurus will move that over. So where is our Pterodactyl? Oh, there you are. Yo. Hold on. Stay there. No. Come back out here now. Come back out here now, buddy. Bro, I can't click this guy. The plant is so big, and he's just sitting inside of it. Come here, buddy. Come here so I can boost your cooldown. All right, this guy's annoying me. All right, well, the Corrupt Kid Zune's about to do stuff. Let's see which one he gets. Corrupt Chakra, or hopefully we get Corrupt Foxfire Chakra on today. Okay, we got Corrupt Chakra, but no Corrupt Foxfire Chakra. I guess we could wait around, but I'm trying to speed up and get some more mutations. So we're going to probably pick him up anyways. But bro, where is this Pterodactyl? Yo, come out of the plant, please. I need to boost your mutation. He's being a little stupid idiot, stupid stinky butt. Get out, bro. I literally... All right, I'm going to scream, dude. I'm going to scream at this guy. Hold on. Pardon me for a second here. Katie! Get out of the Romanesco now! Bro, he's not listening. I give up. I give up, dude. I was gonna give you a toy. We're gonna be friends, but you're being a punk. He only has a minute and a half left. I think he's definitely gonna give us Tempestuous on something. I don't think I need to even worry about it, but let's just let him do his oh, bro, he's out. Okay, there we go. All right, give us Tempestuous, please. All right, we got Tempestuous on one of the carrots. Perfect. All right, so our junk bot is almost done. Our spaghetti slot's almost done. Our lobster should be done with Meteoric in a second here. That'll be nice. And let's see what else we should spawn in then. I'm thinking we'll double up on the chicken zombies. Oh, you know what? I'm forgetting something. We got to sit here and wait 3 million years for the Corrupt Scarlet to give us the Corrupt Mutation. And we also got to do the one for Tranquil. But, you know what? I guess I'm going to move the Kappa for now because I usually don't have any hope on them getting bloodlit anyways. So I'm going to move him out of the way just for now, and then we're gonna work on getting Tranquil and Corrupt, and then we'll spawn in the Kappas towards the end because we have more mutations to worry about, and these guys take forever. All right, I almost just missed it, but all I would have missed is the hurt and pain that these lobsters just caused to my heart. So I guess it would have been better if I missed it, but yeah, they did not give us Meteoric yet, so we have to wait around a little bit longer, but you know, I guess that's fine, dude. Maybe our junk bot will come in clutch today and give us that nice oil mutation. Also, we just got Meatball applied to one of our carrots, so our spaghetti slot is literally trolling right now, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and try to spam both of these toys on him. So, hey, bro. All right, well, I guess I'm not going to. Wait, he's coming out. He's coming out. No, he's not. Bro, why do you run away from my toys? I'm trying to boost your cooldowns and your mutation multiply. I can't speak. Here. Let's go. He got carrot oiled. Huh? Or he applied oil to the carrot. So there we go. We have another mutation down and done. All right, our Spinosaurus is about to eat some mutations. Okay, he applied Meatball and oil to the Romanesco, and now we just have to wait for him to move over this Corrupt Chakra and this Tempestuous, which this carrot also has Verdant on it now because one of my Scarlets did that. They had a little oopsie there. That's fine. But anyways, there we go. Oil is now applied. We have Molten from earlier. We have Meatball, so this thing is looking pretty good with all of these stacked mutations. Let's see what mutation our Spaghetti Sloth decides to apply next. Let's see. What is he doing? Are you coming over here, buddy? Bro, why do you want to come to the carrot so bad, bro? You already meatballed one of them. Why can't you just do it to the... Bro. All right, well, he's out. He's going to probably apply meatball to one of these things again. Pasta. Okay, at least you got us pasta this time. So now we just need aromatic from him and sauce, and once that's done, he's out. Golden Goose. Hey, bro, don't lay your egg inside the Romanesco. I literally cannot see in there unless I shift lock, but then I can't interact with anything in there. So if you're gonna lay an egg, can you do it out here, please? So I can actually see it. Hey! Oh, you know what? It's the pancake stack. That's why they're all going in there. I'm gonna move it over so I can see them. Where is that thing? It's right here. Come here. Come here, pancake. Come over here. Golden Goose laid an egg. Let's see. Oh, so that's one big egg, buddy. Let me try to sell this thing. Hey, Steven, can you apply this to my Romanesco, my man?
Nope.
Okay, well, he didn't apply it, but it was worth a shot. Okay, one of our Scarlets just applied the corrupt mutation to a carrot, which means our other Scarlet, the Tranquil one, should be applying Tranquil in just a minute, or trying to. Oh, look at that, bro. We got both of them done right away today. So we got Tranquil done, and we got Corrupt, both on the same carrot. Wow, that actually just smiled to my face that they actually loved me today. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pick these guys up so they don't try to apply Verdant. But yeah, we got those done right away. That's awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in another Spinosaurus because we have quite a lot of mutations we need to move over now. 2 more pets done. We can see if we're gonna get the chicken zombie done and out of the way next, I guess, since he is almost done with his cooldowns. When we give him double toys. And failed. Wow, this guy really doesn't like me. Double boost and he still can't give the mutation. All right, Spaghetti Sloth, what you doing, buddy? Hey, he wants the carrots again, dude. Why don't you want the big Romanesco? Like, this thing is literally like a broccoli plant that you could probably throw in your spaghetti, but you want the carrots and say, you're disgusting. You disgust me. I'm just kidding. You don't disgust me because you just gave me sauce, dude. I love you. Our golden goose is about to lay an egg. Hello? Welcome to the world, egg. All right. Give me fortune on something. Give me fortune on something. All right, you know what? Fine, Steven. I see how it is, buddy. All right, he's eating some mutations. All right, we got Corrupt Chakra done and out of the way. And we got Tranquil moved over. So those are both added onto our Romanesco now. I can pick up this wet carrot because we don't really need wet. I will do that with the Kappas later. And then, yeah, we just need all of these pretty much moved over. Besides Verdant, we don't really need that. Okay, that was a fail, Meteoric. Where's the other lobster? Buddy, come on out. There you are. All right, Meteoric, please. Meteoric, please. Meteoric, please.
Nope.
All right, so I was checking my phone for a second, and I just missed something that happened. But yeah, this carrot, you know, it does have pasta from our Spaghetti Sloth, but our Spaghetti Sloth also just applied pasta directly onto our Romanesco here. So now we have pasta and meatball on that, and now once our Spinosauruses move the sauce over, then this will be fully spaghetti, and then we just need aromatic from our Spaghetti Sloth. But yeah, this thing is looking pretty good. I'm excited to see the price, especially because this thing is humongous. We also have an Aurora event that just started, so maybe we can try to get the Aurora mutation, and then our chicken zombie is also almost done with its cooldown. So lots of good things about to happen. These lobsters though are stressing me out. They need to hurry the heck up, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and give a toy to that chicken zombie to hopefully boost that and give us zombified right away. And let's see what the golden goose is laying its egg. Come on. There you go. You just pooped it out on me. Give me fortune. All right, you know what? I don't like you, Steven. I don't like what you're doing now. All right, chicken zombie, what are you gonna do for us? Some zombified, I would hope. Ah, some zombified. And to the carrot. Thank you so much. You're a good little chicken zombie. You can go ahead and go back in my inventory now. You have done your job. All right, Queen Bee. I guess you're going to probably cool down my Mimic Octopus. Mimic Octopus, don't copy the Queen Bee's pollinated ability. That's like the most useless one. Aromatic for Spaghetti Sloth. And it failed. So I'm no longer excited for what it was going to do. That was very sad. All right, what are you going to move over, buddy? Please. Please, just... Can I trust you? Tempestuous, good job. There we go. Another one down. Okay, so I went AFK for like an hour, and something interesting happened that I didn't even think about, and this is how we're gonna do it from now on. So the golden eggs, they all spawn in with the fortune mutation, and actually, I didn't realize this, but the Spinosauruses can actually just move the mutation from the golden egg over to your plant. So we actually have fortune onto our Romanesco here. We are still waiting, it looks like, for aromatic to be applied because I don't see it anywhere on here, and we have not gotten meteoric yet, so we gotta wait for those. But we did get everything else moved over from our carrots, and we did get spaghetti completely finished here, so that is good to have. So for the time being, we do have a nighttime event that is going to happen within about 30 minutes, but to see if we can get moonlit a little bit earlier, I am gonna have our Kappa spawn in and see if they can give us bloodlit and race against the Tanukis. So if the Tanukis actually give us frozen, so I'm gonna try to get moonlit, bloodlit, and then we're gonna also try and wait for this guy to still give us aromatic, and then these guys to give us meteoric, and then we should be pretty much maxed out at that point. Or we'll be close at least. All right, so our Spaghetti Sloth finally applied aromatic from its mutation shard to our Romanesco here, and we are finally done with all 4 of its mutations that it has. So we can go ahead and pick this guy up. We're now waiting for the lobsters to hopefully give us meteoric. I don't know if they will. One of them has both cooldowns almost done. Zeffy here. Hey, Zeffy, buddy, can I give you a toy real quick so you could maybe help us out? Please don't run away from me. All right, maybe we'll get meteoric done. Maybe, just maybe. failed. We won't get it done. We're just gonna cry. That's all we're gonna do, I guess. Suki, buddy, listen. I need you to mimic one of your lobster friends here, okay? And you need to mimic the meteoric mutation that they can do. Sounds good? Look, I'll feed you this beanstalk for motivation. Now just do your thing. Please help us. Please help us. Please, meteoric. Please, buddy, please. Let's go, dude! He actually did it. He gave us meteoric. I just had to sweet talk him a little bit and feed him a beanstalk, and he's very happy. Can I feed you this golden egg? I think you would love this. I think you'll find it delicious. There you go. That's what you get for being a good little mimic octopus today. So we don't really need you anymore. As you can see, we now have meteoric added on to our Romanesco here, and this thing is looking very beefy today. Like, we have so many mutations on this thing and a lot of new ones here. So I'm excited. This really isn't any progress, but I just thought this was interesting. This is literally tempestuous in game right now. Like, there's a windy event and a tornado. I'm sure a lot of the people that are playing right now that don't have pterodactyls are happy because they're about to get tempestuous easy mode. All right, the nighttime event should be happening any second now, and we should be able to get moonlit done pretty quick and easy. We'll just wait a little bit to see if we get a meteor shower as well, so we can get celestial, because that would be an extra mutation that we can get. All right, there we go. We got our night staff to give us moonlit. So moonlit is now done and added on to our Romanesco plant here. All right, let's see if these guys will give us bloodlit. This one's running away, which he's not going to be in stud range, but I guess our other one still has hope. Oh, he's coming back. Come on, bloodlit, please. Try to give us bloodlit. Yeah. Nothing. All right, well, I'm giving up on the Kappas. We're going to go ahead and bring in some polar bears to get this thing frozen then. Just go me. You know what? I guess we could just quickly make a chilled spray as well. It only takes about 5 minutes. So maybe instead of the polar bears, I'll just do this. So I'm going to bring this over here, spray that, and now we don't even need our polar bears. So that goes a little bit faster. All right, so we're gonna wait a second. Let's see if we get celestial, but while we wait for that, let's see how many mutations we actually have on our Romanesco here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 mutations on our Romanesco, but we separate some here, like tempestuous would have 26, spaghetti would bring us to 28, paradisal would bring us to 29, frozen would bring us to 30, and ceramic would bring us to like 32, I want to say. So that's still a lot of mutations. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get a meteor shower to apply celestial to this, and if not, we're gonna go ahead and pick it up and get amber on it. Oh, it looks like we have a sandstorm instead, but that is not a meteor shower. It looks interesting though with this. All right, so we have a couple more seconds of nighttime, and it looks like no celestial. All right, well, I kind of figured we probably wouldn't get a celestial meteor shower, but it was worth the wait to see if we get that extra mutation. But anyways, I think we have a pretty good Romanesco here, so without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up. I am gonna go ahead and give some toys to my raptors to try and boost our chance to get amber applied to this. We have an extra mutation, so we're gonna pick this thing up and check the value with Steven, and let's see if we get amber applied. And we did get amber, so that is another mutation applied to this thing, and it's tiny now. It's just a visual bug, I guess, but this is what the Romanesco looks like. It's just very, very, very tiny in my hand, but that thing was huge, and we have all these mutations on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and check this value of this thing with Steven. So without further ado, Steven, how much would you give us for this Romanesco with like 30 something, 31 mutations on it? I don't know. There's a lot. Okay, how much? 740 billion for this thing. That is a pretty good amount for one fruit. I know there's people in this game that are like, oh man, I try to get fruits that are like 1 trillion, but this is honestly a very good value for people that don't know a lot of the methods to getting gigantic fruits and making them worth $1 quadrillion billion. So I think this is actually a pretty good value for this thing. I thought we had hit 1 trillion, but it's pretty close to it, and I think it's still very good. All right, first things first is we're gonna spawn in 7 of our mooncats here. All right, and then next up, we're going to spawn in one of our Triceratopses. This guy is an age 9 compared to my other 2 that are age 8, so he's a little bit ahead of the other 2, so I'm going to go ahead and spawn him in. And then we're going to go ahead and place our sprinklers here. So I'm going to go ahead and place our Grandmaster Sprinkler, a Master Sprinkler, Godly, Advanced, and Basic. And then I'm going to go ahead and slap down a Sugar Glaze Seed right in that mix. And this should help it get pretty big, plus all of our mooncats. Now, what we can also do is drag this thing over into a bunch of mooncats to hopefully get the original Sugar Glaze to be pretty big. So let me see, can I move this? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in there. And we're just gonna let these Mooncats mix in their abilities onto it. All right, that looks pretty good. And then I guess, you know what, since this is growing pretty quick, I can use some more watering cans on it. And then once our Triceratops here is done with this cooldown, I can just go ahead and smack this sugar glaze and we can get the first set of donuts done and see how big they turn out. Let's try to travel this right in between these guys. We need to get as big of a sugar glaze as we possibly can. Look, the cat's actually sleeping in the tree. What? All right, I'll put it in this one just to get more bonus points possibly from our Mooncats, and then we're going to put it right back in our sprinklers here. All right, then finally, a couple more watering cans, and this thing should be done growing. I wish I could drag the Mooncats over here. I know a lot of people were telling me to get the pancakes so I can have them all focus on a section. I actually did not get the pancake unlocked. I just had the pancake mole. But yeah, that'll be one of the things I focus on unlocking next, so we can always have our Mooncats target one area for our plants. All right, our Triceratops is... Oh my... All right, well, it looks like we got a pretty big donut growing in. It looks like everyone's doing their job. Let's see what the Triceratops does to help. All right, kaboom. That was it? That was 33 minutes of growth? All right, so our sugar glaze is done growing. Why is it green? I thought it was going to be like a chocolate one, but I guess we got someone's like boogers. All right, well, we're good here with our Triceratopses, so we're going to go ahead and use some sprays here so we can get 5 mutations applied to our sugar glaze and then get a butterfly to turn that into rainbow for us. So we're going to go ahead and use one of these honey glaze sprays. We're going to use a pollinated, a chocolate, a shocked, and then we're just going to use a wet just to get another one out of the way. And there we go. We have 5 mutations on our sugar glaze here. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and trowel this so it's facing this way. This is the one time a chocolate spray makes something look a little bit better, a little bit more appetizing. All right, but anyways, I'm going to favorite this real quick just so I don't accidentally pick that up. And then we're going to go ahead and spawn in 1 queen bee here and a butterfly. So that way our queen bee will cool down our butterfly and convert this thing to rainbow. I'll take all those 5 mutations and convert it to rainbow. And then over here, my main account, I'm going to spawn in a queen bee as well. And then we're going to spawn in my kitsune. So that way, by the time this butterfly over here converts this to rainbow, then our kitsune over here will be ready, and then we can apply chakra or foxfire chakra to our sugar glaze. But for now, I do need to unfavorite this so the butterfly can actually convert these mutations, and we gotta wait about like 17 more minutes. Yeah, so I'll be right back. All right, so our queen bee's about done with her cooldown, and she's about to cool down our butterfly, and hopefully our butterfly can take these and apply rainbow quick, because for some reason my queen bee's timer on my main account bugged, and it is now lined up with this account. So it's about to cool down our kitsune over here as soon as this happens. So queen bee, cool down butterfly. Butterfly is now cooled down. Let's get rainbow quick before the kitsune comes. Come on, hurry up. Hurry up. All right, we're good. We got it just in time. Our sugar glaze is now rainbow. The kitsune is stealing it. And now we have rainbow and chakra done. All right, I'm going to get out of his way. It's very bright and in my eyes. I can't see anything. All right, so since this is good, we're going to go ahead and favorite this just so we don't touch it. And we're going to go ahead and pick up our queen bee and our butterfly. And then let's go ahead and apply some sprays to this thing. So we're going to reapply that shocked onto there. We're going to apply pollinated. We're going to apply fried, honey glazed, burnt, and chocolate. And then over here on my main account, we're going to apply cloud touch, we're going to apply verdant, and we're also going to apply wet, so that way our kappas have an easier time to apply bloodlet to our big sugar glaze here. All right, so that brings us up to 11 mutations on our sugar glaze, so it's looking pretty good here. So first thing I think I'm going to go ahead and do is plant a carrot seed, and we're going to put the shocked spray on our carrot seed here. All right, there we go. Our carrot is now shocked, so then I can go ahead and spawn in our Raiju, which will give us a mutation done right off the bat. He will eat this shocked carrot and apply static to our sugar glaze right away, so we can get that mutation done and out of the way. All right, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in 2 disco bees as well, so we can work on getting the disco mutation added. We're going to spawn in our tranquil scarlet and our corrupted scarlet. Even though we already have verdant done, since they have tranquil and corrupt, we can get tranquil and corrupt mutations on our big sugar glaze here. All right, so that brings us to 5 pets here. Looks pretty good so far. I am going to go ahead and spawn in my chicken zombies next, just so we can get zombified done and out of the way. We're gonna go ahead and spawn in a kappa here, so our kappa can attempt to get the sugar glaze bloodlet. And that's good. We have all of our pets ready to go, and now we just have to wait for all of their cooldowns to go by. Okay, our Raiju just charged that carrot and ate it so fast I wasn't even ready for a second there, but he did apply the static mutation onto our sugar glaze here, so that is another mutation done and out of the way. All right, so what I think I'm gonna go ahead and do next is I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in this corrupted Kitsune so we can start working on getting a corrupt chakra or corrupt foxfire chakra and add that on to our sugar glaze. All right, and then we're also gonna wait around here because our disco bees are about done with their cooldowns, and hopefully we'll get disco applied right away. Usually they're pretty good about getting us disco. Let's see it. All right, one's going off. All right, easy. That first disco bee there instantly gave us the disco mutation. So we're getting some good mutations done. All right, so since that is good and out of the way, let's see. I think I'm going to spawn in another Kappa to assist getting this thing to turn bloodlit. And then I guess, let me see what else I have in here. We don't really need our cooked owls today because we did get burnt on it already and fried. All right, I guess really the only other pet we need at the moment will be the pterodactyls. So I'm going to spawn one in here, and then I think what I'll do is whenever our pterodactyl here is about to be done with his cooldown, we're just going to grow a bunch of carrots back here like last second, so that way he can try to apply tempestuous to one of these. So in case he doesn't get tempestuous on the first try on our sugar glaze, all hope won't be lost. We can get it on a carrot and then just use a Spinosaurus to move it over. All right, let's go. One of our chicken zombies just applied the zombified mutation onto our sugar glaze, so that's another mutation done. We move these chicken zombies out of the way. They've done their job. All right, so next up is our pterodactyl. His cooldown is about done, so I'm going to quickly place a couple of these carrot seeds down just to see if we can stack up and maybe get tempestuous on one of these. All right, so let's see if our pterodactyl gives us tempestuous. It'd be nice if he could just give it to us directly on the sugar glaze, but if not, we'll use a Spinosaurus to move over mutations later onto this. All right, let's see it. He went all carrot mode. He didn't even go for the sugar glaze, but one of them did get tempestuous right here. So let me go ahead and favorite this real quick, and then I'm gonna pick up the rest of these. All right, there we go. So tempestuous is on this carrot, which means our pterodactyl did do his job. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick him up. He is good to go. And I guess we'll go ahead and unfavorite the carrot, and then we're going to put down a Spinosaurus. So this guy will be able to eat the carrot and then move it over to our sugar glaze. Okay, so I knew something felt like it was missing, like I didn't do one of our pets that we normally do by now. And you know what? There is something missing, which is our spaghetti sloth. We got to get this guy to spawn in so he can give us sauce, pasta, and meatballs so we can get the spaghetti mutation added onto our sugar glaze. I don't know how good a spaghetti sugar glaze donut would taste, but our spaghetti sloth sure thinks it would be good. All right, so we have quite a bit of stuff about to happen. So first off, our Spinosaurus here is going to eat from our carrot, and hopefully it'll just move tempestuous over right away. Let's see. Let's see which mutation it eats. Okay, well, it ate wet, which we didn't need, so good thing we have our other Spinosaurus as backup for right now. So we're just gonna wait for that to happen. And then also, hopefully, our corrupt scarlet here will apply the corrupt mutation to our sugar glaze, but it is nighttime now, so we should be able to get moonlit, and hopefully after we'll get a celestial event so we can get celestial added to our sugar glaze. But anyways, there we go. That Spinosaurus has officially added tempestuous over to our sugar glaze, so we can go ahead and pick up our Spinosauruses for now, since we don't really need them to move anything else over. I'm gonna pick up that carrot, and then we just gotta wait for these guys to apply their mutations to our sugar glaze here. So let's see, hopefully the corrupt scarlet does corrupt. Come on, please, get it done. Failed. Okay, well, we're not going to get that one done yet, I guess. But we are going to get Moonlit done. So there we go. We now have a Moonlit added to our sugar glaze here and tempestuous. So that's another 2 mutations done and out of the way. All right, corrupted Kitsune, please give us your mutation. Please. There we go. Corrupted Kitsune applied corrupt chakra to sugar glaze. So he is done and out of the way. And now we have harmonized chakra added onto this thing. All right, our spaghetti sloth is doing something. Let's see what mutation he adds to our sugar glaze first. He's pretty much a guaranteed pet to give us mutations. So let's see what the first one we get is. All right, we have sauce added to our sugar glaze now. So that is good to see. And once he applies his other 2, we'll have the full spaghetti mutation done. All right, our spaghetti sloth is heading over to hopefully apply the next mutation that we need. Hopefully it's not the same one. All right, there we go. So we got meatball added to sugar glaze. So now we have sauce and meatball on our sugar glaze here. As you can see, here's sauce, here's meatball. So once he adds pasta, those will all turn into spaghetti. Oh, wow. For the first time, I think, in one of these videos, we're actually getting an Aurora event. I mean, I guess we used to get events like this all the time, and I think we had the Aurora before when Brighter would do all the admin events. it's ending. Well, no Aurora mutation. I guess I'll travel this back. Okay, well, I literally just got back from being AFK, and I just came back to the spaghetti slot applying pasta to our sugar glaze here. So let's go ahead and take a look if anything else happened. All right, so yeah, now we have spaghetti because we had all 3 of the spaghetti sloth mutations applied. It still looks like we did not get corrupt while I was AFK, so we still have to wait for corrupt to be applied, and we still have to wait for bloodlet to get applied. But our spaghetti sloth is at least done. All right, so finally we got another mutation done. Our Scarlet finally applied the corrupt mutation onto our sugar glaze. We can go ahead and pick him up. And now we have corrupt added onto here and tranquil. So we have those 2 done. It's pretty much only up to our kappas now to try and get bloodlet. I always spawn these guys in first, and then they literally struggle the entire time to convert wet to bloodlet. But hopefully they do that, and then once they get this thing bloodlet, or hopefully get it bloodlet, we'll then apply wet again and then convert wet over to frozen. All right, well, big rip. We've been waiting for our kappas to give us bloodlet for like 2 or 3 hours now, and they haven't. And then we got a frost event, so this thing is frozen, and we can't get bloodlet now. All right, well, we didn't get bloodlet today, but we did get frozen. I wanted to get frozen and bloodlet though, but you know, sometimes you can never win at these things. And then yeah, it's also been hours and we haven't had any other events happen. We have our raptor spawned in, so we're gonna try to pick up our sugar glaze and get amber applied. But in total, we do have 19 mutations, and if you spread some of these out like tempestuous, we would have 20. Spaghetti, we would have 22. And harmonized chakra would bring us to 24 mutations. So if we get amber, that'll be 25. Without further ado, let's go ahead and pick this thing up. Oh, look at that. We actually did get amber. So yeah, this thing technically has 20 mutations on it, or 25. It, for some reason, shrunk in size when I picked it up. Sometimes the big plants do that. The donut, maybe just for holding purposes, it did that. But hopefully it didn't actually break the size of it, and then it's going to break the value. I don't know, but we'll give it a shot. So thanks to our raptors for helping us out. All right, well, without further ado, I'm going to check the value of this thing with Steven. Hopefully it's still good. I don't know if the size actually went down or if it's just a visual bug like it used to be, but we're going to go ahead and check with Steven and see how much our sugar glazed donut is worth. So Steven, what would you give me for this thing today? Okay, yeah, I think the size stayed the same because this is worth 209 billion, which is actually really good for missing some of the mutations like paradisal and also ceramic. If we did get all of the admin mutations on this thing, I think it would have been close to 1 trillion or even passing 1 trillion, and we could have even gotten it bigger. But yeah, this is actually a pretty good price for the sugar glazed donut, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. So all right, so we're gonna go ahead and spawn in some mooncats here. So we got 8 mooncats that we can spawn in, so we can start getting progress on getting a big, beautiful maple apple tree. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and place all of our sprinklers down here. So we're gonna get a master, godly, advanced, and basic, and then we're gonna put our maple apple right in there. And look at that, it's all rainbowy up here, so it looks like we might have a pretty big tree. To save some time, we're gonna go ahead and hit that grow all button on my main account. And oh, look at this, we got a sandstorm, so we might as well hurry up and do this. All right, we're in, and there we go. We have some maple apples. Now, these don't look very big. This one looks decent, but some of these don't look as big as I thought we might be able to get this. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up these, and I guess we'll give it a look and see how they regrow. But I'm going to go ahead and put some more sprinklers down, and we're going to try to get this thing to grow a little bit better. We want these mooncats to hopefully affect this as much as possible. We want to get a big maple apple. Now, we do have a pretty decent sized one here, but I think we could do better than that. I think we could definitely get a bigger one to show up. All right, we have a lot of mooncats right here. I think what I'll do is I'll trowel this into the sleeping mooncats if they all pile in a certain area. Let me move that into that circle. All right, yeah, they're kind of all piling around in different spots. They're not like just in one area. Okay, let me try right here in between these two, or actually maybe even right here because there's a few of them right here. All right, and hopefully that helps. All right, I'm gonna hit the grow all button again just to see if anything changes, see if we get any big ones. So let's just YOLO it. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's better. That's definitely better. That's this one is pretty big. All right, so we can go ahead and pick up these other ones then. Yeah, look at this. We thought this was gonna be decent. I think this one's a lot better. Dude, what is going on? We're getting all these events, but we're not ready yet. We still got to get this thing rainbow. All right, we're gonna pick up all of our mooncats. We're gonna try and go through this quick. So let's go ahead and get our sprays done. Actually, let's go ahead and get that queen bee ready to get the cooldowns ready. Let's get the butterfly ready to get that cooldown ready, and then let's get these sprays done on our maple apple. So we're gonna go ahead and put pollinated on this. We're gonna put chocolate on that. We're gonna put a Cloud Touched, Shocked, and then we will do Honey Glazed with the Honey Sprinkler. And there we go. That will be our 5 mutations. Alright, so I was stupid and accidentally picked up my queen bee, so I've been sitting here waiting for my butterfly, but to speed this up, I guess, a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and give my butterfly this toy, which will speed up the cooldown, and now our butterfly will give us rainbow. So it's like the same thing, but yeah, you won't notice any difference here, but yeah, I had to wait a little bit longer because I'm stupid and dumb. All right, so just like that, our maple apple is now rainbow, so we can go ahead and pick up that butterfly. We're good, we have this mutation done. All right, so now we can go ahead and apply our sprays to this thing again. So we're gonna put our chocolate back on it, pollinated, shocked, cloud touch. We're gonna go ahead and put our honey sprinkler back down to get honey glaze back onto it. And then on our main account, we're going to apply amber onto it. I did that from over there. I got snipes, I guess. But now amber's back onto it. Now, my main account has some chilled sprays we're going to use, but we're going to wait on that because we're going to try to get this thing to get ceramic first. So to do that, we need wet and then sandy to get clay, and then we'll need to get sun-dried to turn that into ceramic. So we're going to wait a little bit, and we're going to not apply the chill just yet. We're going to do frozen after we get ceramic. So now we're going to start focusing on the rest and applying some more with our pets. So I have some disco bees here. Now, I know people are going to be like, Bandites, you can just use the new disco spray. Well, there's no spray merchant, and I don't have the disco spray, okay? So I'm going to be using disco bees to hopefully get us disco mutation on our maple apple. And then I'm going to be using the cooked owls, same thing here, to hopefully get burnt or cooked since I don't have those sprays as well. We're going to go ahead and use some chicken zombies, and then we're going to spawn in 1 scarlet. Actually, we're going to hold off on the scarlet for now and not get verdant on this just yet because we're going to try to get ceramic first, and if we have verdant, that sun-dried will just convert to paradisal. So we're going to wait on this guy, but we are going to spawn in 2 sea turtles so we can get this maple apple, the wet mutation, and after we get the wet mutation, that should help us get this turned to clay, and then, yeah, we could go through that getting ceramic. Our luck today is a little bit better than it's been the last few videos. We have another Aurora happening, so hopefully we can get the Aurora mutation on our maple apple. Oh, look at that. Just like that, the sea turtle already applied wet to our maple apple, so that's quick and easy. We can go ahead and pick up these guys then, and I guess we'll spawn in another disco bee and another, I guess we'll do another chicken zombie for the time being. Oh, I just saw something happen. Did we get it? Oh, let's go. We got Aurora. All right, this is actually going a lot better today than it has been. I think the update of increasing the events really helped. So we are up to 9 mutations on our maple apple, including Aurora, which is awesome. We're going to wait for these pet mutations to hopefully take effect. We got our disco bees and our cooked owls that will be applying some mutations soon. All right, our disco bees always seem to be the first pet to apply their mutations, but anyways, let me go ahead and unfavorite this real quick. But as you can see, we now have the disco mutation on our maple apple, so it's starting to look pretty good. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is pick up these disco bees carefully without picking anything else up, as I've done in the past, as we all know now. And I'm going to go ahead and spawn in another cooked owl or 2. Let's see. I guess I'll do another cooked owl. And I will spawn in another chicken zombie. So hopefully we can get these 2 mutations done. And then we just really got to get verdant after that, but we're going to wait for verdant just for a little bit. We want to wait until we get this thing, hopefully ceramic first, and then we'll focus on paradisal. All right, so we have some of our cooked owls here that are about to finish their cooldowns, which is good. And with that, we also have a Zen event about to start. Oh, well, they're targeting the big one, but they're failing. What about the other one? Targeted the big one, but failed. Okay, that's very sad. Our chicken zombies are almost cooled down as well. At least 2 of them are almost done. And then we have another one that'll be done in a few minutes. And we're gonna see the Zen Aura event happen in a second, which will help us get Tranquil on our maple apple here, which will be another mutation added on. All right, so we got our first little Tranquil beam coming over here. Let's see which one it hits first. All right, there we go. Our big one is mutated to Tranquil, so that's a really easy one to get, and that's just some extra multiplier for us to work with. Oh, let's go. Thank you, cooked owls. You guys, I love you so much. You're so nice to me today. All right, well, there we go. Now we have burnt on our big maple apple here, so we're stacking up some good mutations. I'm going to go ahead and pick up these cooked owls now then. Get these guys out of the way. We have another chicken zombie almost ready, so hopefully he does what the cooked owls did in target. I'm going to spawn in another chicken zombie, and we'll spawn in a mimic octopus to mimic those guys to give us even more opportunities. All right, we have a windy event, which I was hoping for, and I'm going to go ahead and travel our plant, I guess, over here, because for some reason these corners over here always help get windstruck on our plants faster. Okay, the event ended. Let's see if we got any windstruck added. Oh, we did, dude. I don't know why this corner is blessed right here. If you need windstruck, move your plants like right here. It seems to always work to get us windstruck. All right. I forgot that they re-added frost into the game, which if we get chilled, which because our plant is already wet, we might get it frozen, which we don't want right now, which is going to be very unfortunate. We have wet, and I probably should have waited. I completely forgot that they re-added frost. The only reason I added wet was in case a sandstorm came by, we could have gotten sandy, which would have made this turn instantly to clay. But I didn't count the fact that if a frost storm comes by, we can get frozen. We don't want frozen yet because once we get frozen, we pretty much, I don't think, can get ceramic. Actually, you know what? We probably can. I think if we get sandy, we could apply wet again. So this actually isn't the end of the world. It would just get us frozen earlier, which we didn't really want yet. All right, well, yeah, we now have frozen on our maple apple. Honestly, that is fine. We'll just keep frozen on there. Either way, we can still get ceramic, I believe. We just have to wait for a sandstorm now, and once this is sandy, we can add wet to it to get clay. Okay, it looks like one of our chicken zombies just applied zombified to our maple apple. Yep, there it is. We are good, which means we pretty much have every pet mutation done. We still gotta wait for Twisted, which is technically a pet mutation now, I guess. But that will get this thing to Tempestuous. And then once we have that, we also need to get Verdant, which is also a spray or a pet mutation. All right, so I have literally been in a Discord call with one of my friends for like 6 hours talking, waiting for more mutations to get applied. We did end up getting Moonlit to this, but we had a sandstorm twice and did not get Sandy. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and just apply Scarlet to this maple apple so we can get Verdant on it. So I'm going to spawn in 3 Scarlets and a Mimic Octopus just so we can make sure we get that Verdant mutation, and that will turn Sun-Dried into Paradisal. So there we go. We have all these pets set, and some of them actually have some of our buffs still added onto them. And while they focus on getting that Sun-Dried to turn into Paradisal, over here on my main account, shout out to my friend Cole or Azook. He actually is letting me borrow his Kitsune for this video so I can try to get Chakra and Foxfire Chakra on my maple apple. And if I can get those two, that should be some extra good mutation buffs. So I have a Queen Bee spawned in my main account garden in there, and I'm going to go ahead and use that Queen Bee with the Kitsune to see if I can get both Foxfire and regular Chakra on my plant. So apparently the Kitsune actually applies it to your plant, and then it steals it and gives it to your other account. So I should be able to get 2 of these maple apples with all these mutations on it, and it should be pretty good overall. Okay, well, it looks like we're about to finally wrap things up here, and we finally got Sandy applied to our maple apple after literally hours and multiple sandstorm events. So we technically could get this up to ceramic now, but I don't know if I really want to wait around for another heat wave event to happen, because I have been at this for like 8 hours today trying to get this one to be good for you guys. So I think we're just going to keep Sandy, that way we have that mutation on there, and then if we can get Foxfire Chakra and regular Chakra, that should make up for that ceramic mutation, and at least we still have Sandy on it. All right, my main account's Kitsune is coming over here to attack our maple apple. Okay, and it says Kitsune applied Chakra, so it looks like my main account is getting one of these, and let's just go ahead and check. Yeah, there we go. Now we have Chakra on this. We did not get Foxfire Chakra, but we do have the regular Chakra on this, and in total we do have 18 mutations on our maple apple. We could turn this Sandy into ceramic. We could have turned this Windstruck into Tempestuous, and we could also get Foxfire Chakra and Celestial. So there's a few things that we could have combined for better mutation chances, and it would have really helped us in the end to get a little bit more money value out of this. But overall, I think this is a pretty good maple apple, and I'm very happy with it with how many mutations we actually got today. Let's go ahead though and pick up our maple apple and check the value. All right, so here it is. Here's our big maple apple with all of these mutations on it. It looks insane with all the electricity and everything on it. I'm gonna go ahead and favorite it as well, just so I don't accidentally ever sell it. And we're gonna check with Steven. So Steven, what is the value of our maple apple with all 18 of these mutations on it? This maple apple is worth 197 billion, and I can only imagine that this would have been past 400 billion or so if we were actually got Celestial, Foxfire, Chakra, and a couple of those other mutations mixed together. With those admin mutations, I think this would have been very, very good. But for that many mutations on it, that is still pretty good. I do wish our maple apple was a little bit bigger, but overall, I'm very happy with that price. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in 7 mooncats here instead of the 8 that we used to do, because we're going to throw in a Triceratops because this guy will speed up the growth of our plant and then also help us get a huge plant combined with the mooncats. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and place our sprinklers down next. So we do have this new Grand Master sprinkler, and this should give us some pretty fast growth and some good mutations and all sorts of good stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this OP Grand Master sprinkler down. It covers almost the entire garden. We're gonna put a Master sprinkler underneath that. Then we're gonna put our Godly sprinkler in there, Advanced sprinkler, and then our Basic sprinkler. And within all that, we're gonna put our Grand Tomato plant down. So our Grand Tomato plant is now growing. We have some mooncats on it, and then our Triceratops should target it and make it grow a lot faster, and we should hopefully get a pretty big Grand Tomatoes. I'm gonna water it just a little bit more just to keep it sprouting up a little bit faster. There we go. It's at 10% now, 11. I'm gonna quickly trowel this over here in between these mooncats. Wow, this thing is going to be big. That only went up another 10%. This is crazy. Oh, okay, that Triceratops just hit it, and now it's actually at 96%. So whenever this next one hits it, we might get our first sets of tomatoes to actually grow in. All right, it's fully grown now. So now our Grand Tomato plant is done, and it's fully grown in. Now we just gotta wait for the fruits. Now our next Triceratops right here, it's about to smack it, so we'll see if it gets us some pretty big fruits. Oh my... Okay. Those are pretty big tomatoes. All right, our Grand Tomatoes are now fully grown in, and it looks like our gold one here is going to be the biggest one from what I can tell. That one has 7.5 studs going across the top, and then this one only has, like we said, 7, and then this one's only about 6. So yeah, I think we have our winner here, which is this gold one. So I'm gonna go ahead and favorite that. We're gonna pick up the other ones that are in here. All right, well, we do have gold on it, but gold does not count towards getting rainbow, and we do need 5 mutations total, but gold is not even considered 1 when we're trying to get rainbow with the butterfly. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're going to apply pollinated to it. I guess we'll apply wet to it because that's like a free one there. Shock, chocolate, and then I also have this extra windstruck spray, which you don't really need because I have pterodactyls, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray that. And there we go, we have 5 mutations that we can use now, and we're going to spawn in a queen bee and a butterfly. So the queen bee's cooldown is about 7 minutes shorter than the butterflies. The queen bee will cool down our butterfly, convert all these mutations to rainbow, and then we can start getting the other mutations. All right, and then over here on my main account, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my queen bee and my kitsune. They were spawned in, but I have to reset the timers so then they line up with our Grand Tomato after it gets rainbow, and that way this will be a little bit closer in sync. So once we get rainbow on it, we can get chakra applied right away. All right, well, we have about 2 minutes left for our queen bee's cooldown to be done to convert our Grand Tomato here to rainbow, but we just got a nighttime event, so I'm really hoping that these 2 minutes go fast and that we can get this thing to rainbow so then we can get our Grand Tomato to turn moonlit. That way we don't have to wait around for our tanukis to give us moonlit or for another night event. All right, our queen bee's cooldown is done. Our butterfly is now being cooled down, and we will take 5 of these mutations, well, pretty much all of them at this point, and then we'll turn our Grand Tomato into rainbow. There we go. Our Grand Tomato, which is huge, by the way, is now rainbow. So we can go ahead and pick up our butterfly, pick up our queen bee. Oh, there we go. Perfect. We got moonlit added to our Grand Tomato right away. So I'm going to go ahead and favorite this now so I don't accidentally pick it up. Let's go down our sprays. We're going to go ahead and apply shock to this. Pollinated. We're going to go ahead and apply wet as well so we can use our Kappas to turn that to bloodlit. We're going to apply chocolate. Then we're also going to apply a honey sprinkler so we can get honey glazed. And our kitsune just stole it from my main account, so that should have applied chakra. So real quick, let's go ahead and check everything that we have here. So we have 8 mutations. I'm going to favorite that again real quick. And then on my main account, I'm going to apply the Verdant Spray mutation, and Cloud Touched. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn in first 2 Disco Bees so we can try to get Disco applied to it. We're going to spawn in 1 Pterodactyl so we can go ahead and get Windstruck and hopefully Twisted so we can get Tempestuous. Go ahead and spawn in for now just 1 Kappa to try to get this to turn Bloodlit. We'll spawn in 1 Cooked Owl for Cooked or Burnt. We'll spawn in 1 Chicken Zombie for now for the Zombified mutation. We'll also go ahead and spawn in our Corrupted Kitsune so we can get Corrupted Chakra, turn that into Harmonized Chakra. And then I guess finally we'll spawn in 1 of our Scarlets for now. We do have Verdant, but we do have a Tranquil Scarlet and a Corrupted Scarlet, so we need to try to get Tranquil and Corrupted. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn in our Tranquil Scarlet here. Now we're up to 8 pets, so we have lots of mutations that we can look forward to getting, and now we just got to wait around for them to do their things and for events to happen, and then we can start stacking up mutations on our Grand Tomato. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use some of my toys here to boost some of our pets' cooldowns and also give us higher chances to get some of these mutations. So we're going to go ahead and boost the Corrupted Kitsune to hopefully get Corrupted Foxfire Chakra. Let's see. Okay, we only got 1 Corrupt Chakra. I don't even think he applied it to our big one. Yeah, no, all right, so we're still going to have to wait for that, but that's fine. All right, let's go ahead and use this on our Pterodactyl to try to get Twisted done. Okay, we only got Windstruck. We did not get Tempestuous. We did not get Twisted mixed with Windstruck. Eventually, I can use our Pterodactyl again and try to get our Pterodactyl to apply Tempestuous to like a carrot or something, and then use a T-Rex to eat it, and then spread it to our Grand Tomato here. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and pick up our Pterodactyl. For now, I am going to use a Raiju here to get static applied to our Grand Tomato. So what I'm going to go ahead and do for that is I'm going to go ahead and put a carrot down right here. We're going to apply Shocked to it. And then we're going to spawn in our Raiju. So he will eat this shocked carrot and then apply static to our Grand Tomato here. Oh, and I almost forgot, but to save some time here, since we did get Corrupt Chakra on one of our Grand Tomatoes, I am going to go ahead and pick up our Corrupt Kitsune here, and we're going to replace him with a Spinosaurus, so we can work on getting that Corrupt Chakra moved over. And that way, if any of our other pets get mutations applied to these smaller Grand Tomatoes, they should be able to just move it right over. All right, our Raiju is running over to eat the Shocked off this carrot, and then he's going to convert that to static and apply it to our Grand Tomatoes. There we go. The big one is instantly converted to static. That's good. So we don't have to use a Spinosaurus to move that over. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up this Raiju. And now we're going to introduce the new pet, which is the Spaghetti Sloth. And again, the Spaghetti Sloth every 14 minutes will go to a nearby fruit and does a cooking. And it will apply pasta, sauce, or meatball mutation. So we could probably get all 3 of these and actually get them all to our Grand Tomato, as it'll probably apply it to the smaller Grand Tomatoes. So we should be able to get 3 extra mutations on our Grand Tomato. All right, so let's go ahead and also use these medium toys here to see if our Disco Bees will apply Disco. Okay, we got 1 to apply Disco. Since this big guy here is favorited, I'm going to pick up these 2 Disco Bees, and I'm going to spawn in another Spinosaurus, so that way they can move those over. And that looks good for now. So I'm going to go ahead and wait for these guys to apply their mutations. I'm going to go AFK for a little bit while they do their work, and once we come back, we'll see what has happened. All right, so I just got back and it looks like our Spinosaurus moved that Corrupted Chakra over. So now we have Harmonized Chakra, but that looks like that's the only thing that happened when we were gone. Now we do have some other Grand Tomatoes that have grown in here. One is static. I can't really tell what these ones are. I know this one has Disco on it, and this one seems to have Tranquil on it. Oh, okay, so Kappa just used its conversion to make one of these Grand Tomatoes Bloodlit, and we do have Tranquil on this Grand Tomato, so we can get those moved over. So, and we also did just get Zombified on one of these Grand Tomatoes as well, so we can go ahead and get rid of our Chicken Zombies here, and we can go ahead and get rid of our Tranquil Scarlet and our Kappa, and then what we're going to go ahead and do after that is we're going to go ahead and spawn in our Corrupted Scarlet so we can get the Corrupt mutation done. All right, so I went ahead and used my main account to grow all of my Grand Tomatoes here, just so I could see what mutations we have. So yeah, we have quite a few on these Grand Tomatoes that we need to move over. This one doesn't have anything that we need, so I guess I can get rid of this static Grand Tomato up here. But these other 2, we have quite a few here. This one, we actually need everything on it to be moved over to our big Grand Tomato. We have Bloodlit, Disco, Meatball, and Pasta. We do need to get Sauce. That's the last one. And then we also have Zombified on this one. And then this one, we have Tranquil on it, which is pretty much the only one we need from that one. But in the meantime, we also need to wait for these polar bears to give us Chilled, so we can get that moved over to our big grand tomato, get that frozen. All right, we did just get chilled though, applied to grand tomato. So yeah, now literally everything on this grand tomato here needs to just get moved over to our big one. All right, let's see what our Spinosaurus eats and moves over. Okay, we got chilled and static. We didn't really need static again, but that's fine because now our big grand tomato here is frozen. And when our next Spinosaurus eats, we should be able to get tranquil done and then one of these good mutations off of this. All right, so I just got back and it looks like we did get corrupt from our Scarlet. So that is awesome because usually that takes forever. So corrupt is done. We're going to go ahead and pick up our corrupted Scarlet then. And then we also looks like we got burnt on our grand tomato here. So we still need to wait for this corrupt, this bloodlet, burnt, and pasta to move over to our big grand tomato. But we did get zombified moved over and we did get meatball moved over. And then I guess the last thing we'll need to do is just make sure we can get tempestuous done. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do now to try and get tempestuous going is I'm going to plant the rest of these carrot seeds I have, and I'm going to spawn in some pterodactyls again and try to get tempestuous on one of these carrots or on one of these grand tomatoes. So once we have tempestuous, we can have our Spinosauruses move that over to our big grand tomato, and then we should pretty much be done with all the pet mutations. All right, let's see what our Spinosaurus converts over. Okay, we got Bloodlet, we already had Windstruck, and we already had Meatball, but we did get Bloodlet moved over to our big grand tomato. So now we just have to get Corrupt moved over, and then we have to get Burnt and Pasta moved over. But we're making some good progress. Our Pterodactyls will hopefully give us Tempestuous, so we can get that done and out of the way. We also have our Sloth here, who's hopefully going to apply sauce. Can we get that sauce done, please? So I don't know what happened in this area of the video, but I guess some of my footage did not get recorded, and my microphone was also muted. But pretty much what happened is my Spinosauruses did move over Burnt and Corrupt to the grand tomato, and then we also got Tempestuous from our Pterodactyl on this carrot. So I was trying to explain that we're going to wait for my Spinosaurus to move that over to the grand tomato. All right, so I just got back from being AFK, and we did get our Tempestuous moved over, but it looks like we still have not gotten sauce. Oh, we do have sauce on this grand tomato up here. So once this one is moved over, then we'll have all the pet mutations done. So I guess in the meantime, since we have everything else moved over, I'm gonna grab these two grand tomatoes here. And then we'll leave the sauce one and we'll get that moved over to our big grand tomato. Editing Bandites here again. Sorry to butt in. But for some reason, I guess besides my recording not working fully, my brain was also not working because I already had sauce applied to my grand tomato. As you can see, I have the spaghetti mutation already done, which is sauce, pasta, and meatballs. So I don't know why I didn't realize that. And I don't know why I sat here waiting for sauce to get moved over. I don't know what was going on in my head. And there we go. We now have sauce on our grand tomato, which is all of our pet mutations done. So yeah, it looks like if you get all three of the spaghetti sloth mutations, it just converts to spaghetti, which is pretty cool. But in total, we have 19 mutations. But if we separate some of these, like Tempestuous, we'd have 20. Spaghetti would have about 23. Frozen would put us at 24. Harmonized Chakra would put us at 25. And that would be 25 total mutations on a grand tomato. Since we've been at this for a couple hours, I think it's been about 3 or 4 hours since I started this, we are just going to go ahead and pick up our grand tomato and try and see what we can get for all of these mutations on it. I'm hoping that we can get a good value with Steven today. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up our grand tomato here with all these mutations. Look how big this thing is too. This thing is humongous. So I think this should be worth quite a lot of money. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and walk over here to Steven, and we're going to check the value of our grand tomato. So what are we looking at today, Steven, with this grand tomato, which is technically has like 25 mutations on it? Okay, so this thing is worth 330 billion for this size and all of those mutations. I thought it might be a little bit more, like past the 500 billion mark, but that is still pretty good. I mean, look at this thing. This is humongous. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and place some sprinklers here. So let's do our Grandmaster, Master, Godly, Advanced, Basic, and also a Stock Sprout sprinkler here. We're going to throw our Beanstalk seed right inside of that. We're going to go ahead and spawn in some Triceratopses to speed up the growth of this Beanstalk. I'm also going to use some watering cans just to speed this up a little bit to help out our Triceratopses. Oh, that's growing in actually pretty quick. So this thing's at 34%. Our Triceratopses should be able to speed that up. And this seems to be a pretty big beanstalk here. Looks like it's going to be very tall, which might be a good thing, but it also could be a bad thing if the fruit that we need is all the way up here. We're gonna have to do a lot of climbing today. All right, we're at the very tippy top of our beanstalk. So whenever the Triceratopses hit it and it grows, it's gonna go straight through us. All right, our army of Triceratopses are about to smack up our beanstalk. So let's see if this fully grows in. It should. It definitely should fully grow in. Let's see. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Hey, guys, chill. It's good. We don't need all these in here yet. All right, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is pick up all these guys, or at least pick up 2 of them, keep 1 there. I'm gonna pick up all these beanstalks that grew in because we don't need any of these. These are too small, puny, weak, stupid. It's cleared now, so I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in 7 mooncats here. We're gonna let these mooncats finish their cooldowns, and then we're gonna drag the beanstalk into a group of them so we can get some pretty big beanstalks to grow in. People are gonna be yelling at me again to use pancakes, but I don't have any pancake stacks, okay? I'm not that good at this game right now. No, I just need to grind the event more before it ends so I can get that pancake stack because I don't have any. So these guys have a couple more seconds here. Hopefully we'll get a couple of them to group up over here, okay? This might be a good stack right here. Guys, keep coming over here. Yeah, maybe that'll be easier. Like right on top of the beanstalk. That's fine too. Yeah, yes. Perfect. Look at all these guys. All right, we're gonna drag this right into the middle of all these. Yes, hopefully that gives us a very, very big beanstalk growth. All right, let's see if that gave us any big beanstalk growths. Come on, smack that thing. Bah! Oh, this is all we got was this puny little thing right here. What? Why did so many small ones grow in again? All of our mooncats did that for nothing? What's going on here? There's gonna be a big sprout, because like down here, none of them sprouted, and only at the top they did. So there's gotta be something that's about to grow in that's gonna be a big boy. All right, so I've been sitting here trying to get a big beanstalk, but I just found something out, and that is that beanstalks usually aren't visually big, okay? Because look at this, right? I have this beanstalk here that is 40 kilograms, and it looks like this, which looks pretty big, right? But then I have this beanstalk here that is 174 kilograms. It's only this big. So really the beanstalks, you could have a huge beanstalk, but you just won't really know it because the sizing on them, it doesn't really visually get big. It's not that common to show this big of one. And even though this one looks big, it's only 40 kilograms. So yeah, this is actually considered a big beanstalk here. And we probably already have a bigger one than that. As you can see, this one right here is, I think, a pretty big beanstalk as well. And this one already looks bigger than this one that I'm holding, so I believe this one is probably even closer to like 200 kilograms. So I think we have our winning beanstalk here. So I'm gonna go ahead and favorite this one real quick, and then we're gonna pick up all the beanstalks around it. All right, yeah, so again, as you can tell, like this one's 161 kilograms, but it's this small. So yeah, these things just don't visually get that big, which that's good to know, so I don't sit here, because I've been sitting here for like 30 minutes trying to get a big one, but I guess I'm just crazy. I didn't know that.
Get out of here. So
here's the beanstalk we're going to be working with today. So I'm going to go ahead and get 5 mutations put onto this thing. Let's see, is there wet or anything on this already? No, it's just basic. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put chocolate, honey glazed, shocked, pollinated, and then I guess we'll go ahead and put a cloud touch since I have a couple of these. All right, that will give us 5 mutations on this beanstalk here. There we go. And then with that, we're gonna go ahead and spawn in a queen bee, and then we'll spawn in a butterfly. The queen bee will cool down our butterfly, and the butterfly will convert this beanstalk here to rainbow. So I'm gonna go ahead and unfavorite that just so it can go ahead and do that. And then over here on my main account, I will also spawn in a queen bee, and I'll spawn in a kitsune. So that way this queen bee here will cool down the kitsune in there, and then that will eventually steal this beanstalk, apply chakra, and that'll be an extra mutation we can get on the beanstalk. So we're gonna go ahead and wait for the queen bee to cool down our butterfly, get this thing rainbow, and then we'll continue on after that. All right, our queen bee's cooldown is done. She's now cooling down our butterfly, and our butterfly is converting all of those mutations up here to rainbow, so we can have that done. There we go. We have a rainbow beanstalk now, so we can go ahead and pick up our queen bee and our butterfly, and then we can go ahead and start applying some of these sprays here. So we'll put honey glazed onto that, shocked, pollinated, fried, burnt, verdant, cloud touched, wet, so our Kappas could try to get bloodlit, chocolate, and I believe that's everything. We have 10 mutations on that, which is good. We're gonna go ahead and favorite that, and then we're gonna go ahead and start spawning in some of our pets here. So I'm gonna spawn in our lobsters first, because these guys take forever to get molten and meteoric. They have a 15-minute cooldown for molten, 30-minute cooldown for meteoric, and their percent chance for both of those is insanely low. About 20% and 10% without the boost that they currently have on for both of these. So we're gonna get these guys started so they have a little bit more time to apply that. We're gonna go ahead and also spawn in our Kappas to attempt to to give us Bloodlet. We'll do our Disco Bees to give us the Disco Mutation, and then we'll also start off with our Chicken Zombies. Maybe we'll do... Maybe before we do the chicken zombie, so we get one of the mutations out of the way, we will start with the Raiju here. So then we'll place this carrot seed down, and then we'll apply the shocked spray onto this. So then our Raiju will eat that, and then apply static to our beanstalk. That way we can get this pet out of the way. And then we'll also actually, before we do the chicken zombies, we'll start with our spaghetti sloth here. This guy has 4 mutations he has to apply, which aromatic is one of them, since we have the aromatic mutation on him. And then he also needs to give us pasta, sauce, and meatballs so we can get spaghetti. All right, so we have 1 minute left on my main account over here for this Kitzune's cooldown to be done, and then to apply chakra. I'm actually going to go ahead and travel this carrot back here, so he'll hopefully just focus the beanstalk. Also, we have acid rain, so we can hopefully get acidic on this beanstalk here. We'll see. Wait, what the heck was that, dude? This beanstalk just tried growing in on top of this one. Hey, don't be touching my other beanstalk like that. I'm gonna keep this favorited though, because I don't want the Raiju to eat it, even though I mean, we have time, but you know, just in case. He's a hungry boy. All right, here we go. Kitsune, Simon is on the way. He's gonna eat this beanstalk, and hopefully only this beanstalk, since it's the only live plant that I have. Yep, there we go. We have the chakra mutation now on our beanstalk, so that is perfect. We should be good. We're good with our main account, so we're gonna go ahead and leave on that over there, and we're just gonna go ahead and wait now for the net pets to do their next moves for us. All right, our disco bees are about to attempt to apply disco to our beanstalk, so hopefully they can do so without causing issues. Let's see if our disco bees help us out here. Give us disco, please.
Nope.
Okay, I guess that one was way too far out of range because nothing happened, which is annoying. Let's see if our other one will apply disco, maybe, please. Please. Oh, perfect. First try, we got disco added to the beanstalk, so we can go ahead and pick up our disco bees. They are done with their job for today. I'm going to go ahead and place another carrot down. I actually removed it again just so I could make sure that they wouldn't apply it to this, because our Raiju has to eat the carrot. So there we go. Now our Raiju can go ahead and eat that. Yeah, our disco bees are done, so we can go ahead and replace them. I'm going to go ahead and replace them, I guess, with the corrupt Kitsune and the pterodactyls. So we can attempt to get corrupt chakra, and we can get tempestuous, and now I'm going to use carrots for these guys as well in just a bit to give us some more mutation chances. But anyways, our Raiju here is going to eat our shocked carrot now, and then apply static to our beanstalk just like that. So that is another mutation done and out of the way. We'll pick up the Raiju. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to get oil done, so we're going to spawn the junk bot in since he takes a while. All right, let's see if we get any mutations from our lobsters here. Hopefully we can get molten done and out of the way on to our beanstalk here. There's another beanstalk growing in. I'm getting that thing out of the way. All right, come on guys, apply molten. Just let's get that done. You know, it's pretty easy. Come on. Oh, look at that. First try. We got molten to the beanstalk. Thank you for making it so easy. You just got to ask nicely, I guess, and they will do their thing. The spaghetti slot's headed over to apply one of his mutations, even though he has like 4 of them. This will just be 1 out of 4. See which one he adds in, though. All right, perfect. We got sauce done and out of the way. So now we just need pasta and meatballs, and then we need him to give us aromatic when he's ready for that. I'm gonna go ahead and place some carrot seeds down real quick here. Let's do about 9 because our corrupt Kitsune will also need some to work with. And I'm gonna go ahead and feed a toy to my pterodactyl here. And oh, okay, well, we didn't even really need him for that because instantly we got Windstruck and Twisted applied to our beanstalk, so we didn't even need the carrots for him. So yes, we now have Tempestuous on our beanstalk. We will not need Spinosaurus to move Tempestuous over, which is nice. That's 1 less to worry about. And I guess in the meantime, we'll spawn in our first chicken zombie here to hopefully give us zombified, and we get that done and out of the way. Oh, there we go. It was aromatic. I thought that was one of his next food mutation ones, but we got aromatic done. That was quick and easy today. So aromatic has now been applied to our beanstalk. This is going a lot easier than the cacao, man. I gotta tell you. All right, so let's see. Are we gonna get meteoric? I don't know if this is for meteoric or molten. Let's see. Hello, lobsters. Anything? Any love today? Okay, this is for meteoric. The first one failed, and oh my gosh, we got meteoric, but it's on this one that's growing in, but that's fine. We at least got it. That one always takes forever. Oil failed, but that's fine, dude. I'm at least happy we got meteoric done and out of the way. All right, let's see what the spaghetti sloth applies next. After this, he'll only have 1 more mutation to go since we already have 2 out of 4. This will be 3 out of 4. Hopefully it's not sauce again. All right, cool. We got meatball. That works. So we just need pasta. But what I'm thinking we could do to speed the process up of moving these to our good beanstalk up here is once this corrupt kitsune applies chakra, I will spawn in another Spinosaurus so we can start getting those moved over to the big guy up there. So our corrupt kitsune is almost done. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get some more carrot seeds down. All right, corrupt kitsune is approaching. Let's see what he applies. Hopefully we can get it directly on the beanstalk, but if not, we have these carrots, so it's fine either way. All right, let's see what he does. Come on. Okay, we got it on one carrot. That's good. That's all we needed. All right, and then with that, I will spawn in another Spinosaurus to start helping this one move all the mutations that we got onto this beanstalk. So one of them should eat 2 mutations, one off of this, and then the other one should finish this one off and just eat 1, and then they'll shoot it all up to our beanstalk up here. Okay, wait a second. Something just happened. I wasn't paying attention fully, but we got our corrupt Scarlet here to apply corrupt to our carrot. I did just boost them with toys, not really knowing where their cooldowns were, but we did get corrupt, so we just need Tranquil from our other Scarlet here. But our corrupt one is done. We can go ahead and pick him up, and now our Spinosaurus should be able to eat 1, 2, 1, 2, and then apply all those to the beanstalk, which would be perfect. All right, guess we'll go ahead and spawn in one of our Kappas again to attempt to apply Bloodlet to our wet beanstalk up here before it gets frozen. But if he doesn't do that, then we'll just cry. All right, our spaghetti sloth is about to apply his next mutation. Hopefully he gives us pasta, because that is the last one that we need. It looks like he's targeting the carrot though, which is interesting. But as long as you give us pasta, dude, I don't care which one you target. The Spinosauruses will take care of the rest after that. But as long as it's pasta, just make sure it's pasta. You already gave us sauce, you gave us meatballs. We need to complete the spaghetti. We need some pasta, man. Come on. He applied meatball. We already had meatballs. We don't need more meatballs. All right, well, we're gonna leave him around for a little bit longer then, because he did not fulfill his job. All right, let's see what this one eats. The passive should work again, so he should eat 1 off of this, 1 off of this, and then apply it to that one. Please work correctly, Spinosaurus. Okay, yes, there you go. Good boy. Good boy. All right, Meteoric and Corrupt Chakra are now applied to the beanstalks. Hopefully he'll just eat Corrupt, because I mean, there's only Meatball on both of them. I don't think he'll eat 2 of the same ones, but yeah, hopefully the next one only eats Corrupt and then Meatball. Chicken Zombie, don't let us down. Come on, UC. Come on, come over here and be UC full. Huh? I have no friends. I'm sorry. All right, let's see it. Zombified, 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 zombified. Well, that was the right one, but you failed. You see, I can't believe you. How could you do this to me? I was cheering you on and everything. You just ripped my heart out of my chest. I hate you. I'm just kidding. I don't hate UC, but they're not being very UC-full. Sorry, I'll stop with that. All right, let's see it. Come on, do the right thing here. Meatball? Or no, Corrupt from that one. Eat Corrupt. Good. And then Meatball. Perfect, buddy. You did good. You good little Spinosaurus guy. All right. There we go. Corrupt and Meatball are now applied to that beanstalk. So we can pick up this Meatball carrot. And we can pick up this beanstalk that is now boring with nothing on it. And we can go ahead and pick up these Spinosauruses for now. We don't really need them. We can go ahead and just try and focus our pets on that one beanstalk up there again. Perfect. We have a heat wave event. So we should be able to get that Verdant into Paradisal. Look at that, dude. Quick and easy with the tanning mirror. All right, so that Verdant is now Paradisal up here. That's a really good multiplier to have, so that is some more bonus points for us. Now, in about 13 minutes, we should have a nighttime event. So, oh wait, you can do Tranquil? Okay, you failed. Thank you for hurting my feelings. Anyways, we should have a nighttime event in about 30 minutes. And I know that because I have a Discord bot, my Discord. If you want to join discord.gg/Bandites, you can get notified for Grow Garden events, weathers, stocks of seeds and gear and all that. So, yeah, join up, go get the bot rolls and all that. But anyways, we should have a nighttime event within 30 minutes or 20 minutes or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and place a night staff here. So that way, when that nighttime event hits, we can easily get Moonlit done and out of the way, so we don't need to use any Tanukis today. All right, our spaghetti sloth should hopefully apply pasta this time. If you don't apply pasta this time, I don't know what's wrong with you, dude. Come on, you just got to get pasta. That's the only thing we need. We don't need more meatballs. We don't need more sauce. You're just making it nasty at this point. We need some noodles. We need our carbs, dude. Come on, please give us the pasta. There we go. Pasta is done. So our spaghetti sloth is officially done. We now have the spaghetti mutation on our beanstalks. All right, we should have a nighttime event in 2, 1, 0. Boom, nighttime. All right, so now we should be able to get moonlit pretty easily onto our beanstalk here. So let's just wait a second, and that should apply because we also have a night staff, which will pretty much instantly give us moonlit. There we go. All right, our night staff has helped mutate our beanstalk to moonlit. So moonlit is now done and out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead and give some toys to my chicken zombies here to see if we can get zombified done. Failed. All right, well, that's not helping. What about this guy? I guess we'll wait the 2.5 minutes for this guy to see if he'll apply zombified. Hopefully he does, but it's been a struggle to get zombified today. All right, well, there is no meteor shower, so no celestial, but we did get a thunderstorm, but that doesn't really benefit us much since we already have shocked and static on our beanstalk. But all right, well, I guess at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and AFK for a little bit and just have an auto clicker spam click garden. All right, so I just got back from being AFK, and it looks like we actually had a few things happen when I was gone. We did get chilled, so there was a frost event, but we actually did not get it applied to this beanstalk. It's still wet, which is kind of good because we can still try and get that wet turned into bloodlet. But we did get acidic, so we had acidic rain happen, so we can try and get that moved over with the Spinosaurus. On this, we got tranquil, and then we got a couple of these beanstalks frozen. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the frozen ones though, because we don't really need that yet. And then this one also got zombified right here. So we need to get the zombified moved over, this tranquil moved over, and this acidic moved over. Finally, we got oil applied to one of our beanstalks here. I gave our junk bot a toy to boost him, and he applied oil finally. So that actually went on to one of these. Let me see. This one with zombified on it. So I'm gonna get rid of all these new ones I grew in with wet, because we don't need any of those actually. All right, so we did get acidic applied. We already had Windstruck and Verdant, so that didn't really matter. So let's see what this one will eat next. Okay, so this one applied frozen, wet, and oil. So yeah, now our Kappas can't really give us bloodlet. I guess they could still on a different beanstalk, but at this point, I need my Spinosaurus to focus on getting the rest of those mutations applied. So we still need the zombified from this beanstalk, and we still need the tranquil from this one. But we did get acidic and oil moved over to our favorited beanstalk here. So that is another 2 mutations. All right, so our Spinosaurus here should eat the zombified and the tranquil right away and apply it to our favorited beanstalk. So let's go ahead and watch that happen real quick. Come on over, buddy. Let's get those last 2 mutations applied. All right, there we go. Tranquil and zombified are now applied to our beanstalks. We go ahead and pick up these other 2 here, and I believe we are good. I mean, we could still get Aurora, and we still could get, I guess, Sandy and Celestial, but we haven't had any of those happen within 4 hours, so I kind of doubt we're going to get those. But we've gotten pretty much every other legit mutation that we possibly can get today, and we're about to attempt to get Amber as well. But let's go ahead and check our beanstalk. So on this thing, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 mutations applied to our beanstalk. And if we separate some like Tempestuous, we'd have 25. Spaghetti would get us to 27. Paradisal would get us to 28. Frozen, 29. And Harmonized Chakra would bring us up to about 30 mutations. And if we get Amber, that'd be about 31 mutations on this thing. So let's go ahead and give some toys to our raptors here to boost our chances of getting Amber on this thing. That way they have now about a 3.6% chance. So in total, that gives us like a 7% chance. Still not that great, but if we're lucky, we'll get Amber. Let's go ahead and pick this thing up and see if we get Amber. All right, no Amber was applied, but we do have our beanstalk here. This thing has so many mutations on it, and I don't even know what the size is. It won't even let me hover over it to see what the size is because there's so many mutations, but I believe this should be valued at a pretty good amount. So we're gonna go over here and check with our boy Steven to see what he'll give us for this beanstalk with like 30 different mutations on it. So Steven, what are we thinking today for our beanstalk's value? So this beanstalk is worth 361 billion, which is pretty good for a beanstalk because it is no longer the best plant in the game. There's so many things that topple over it now. But for 361 billion, I think this is a very good price for as many mutations as we got. And if we even got some of the other admin ones, this thing probably could have easily touched 1 trillion. All right, so we're going to start out, of course, with all of our moon cats like we normally do. All right, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is stack some sprinklers like right here. We're going to do all of our sprinklers, master, godly, basic, and advanced, of course. But then we're going to go ahead and place our mushrooms close to this group of sprinklers to hopefully have the effects be applied to them. There's not a lot of room to work with here. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, all of our moon cats are sleeping, but they're like not in range of our mushroom. Oh wow, they're like all over here. I guess what I'll do is I'll quickly try and place them in this group of moon cats to see if that will take effect on any of them, and then I'm gonna go ahead and place some more sprinklers right in this stash here. All right, now it's just a waiting game to see which mushrooms become the biggest out of all these, and then I guess we'll pick our mushroom. I don't really know how big the mushrooms can get. I don't think they can get as big as some other fruits in this game, but we're gonna go ahead and wait this out and see which one becomes the biggest, I guess. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of compare some mushrooms here to get the top weighted one. I don't know if it matters if the mushroom is bigger like this. I'm not sure which one will actually affect the weight. So I guess what I'm gonna go ahead and do is there's this taller one right here, and I'm gonna compare it to one of these ones that have a bigger base to it. So I guess this like orange one in here will be a good choice. All right, let's see. Can I grab this one specifically? Yep. All right, we got that one. And then I'm gonna compare it to one of these because this one's a pretty wide one. So I'm gonna pick up these smaller ones carefully. All right, I'm gonna pick up this one, and then that will be a good comparison here. All right, so this one's 33 compared to this one that's a little bit taller. It's 30. So yeah, it looks like the width matters more for the price. And this one I think is our widest one, so I think we're gonna go with this one. It's not as big as I was hoping, but it's the biggest one I think in weight that we got. So this one will be our mushroom that we try to get every mutation on today. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply our 5 mutations on this thing so we can go ahead and get it to rainbow. And actually right before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and get our queen bee ready and our butterfly ready, just so their cooldowns can start. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add shock to this. I'm gonna add pollinated. I'm going to add chocolate. We'll use a honey sprinkler. We're gonna add a cloud touch mutation onto this just so we have that 5th mutation. And just like that, it should update. We are good. We now have 5 mutations on our mushroom. And once this queen bee cools down, it will cool down our butterfly. And then this mushroom will turn into a rainbow mushroom. Okay, so this may or may not be good timing. We have about 1 minute left for our queen bee to cool down our butterfly and get this thing rainbow. And within that, we do have a heat wave event. So I'm hoping that this heat wave stays so we can get this thing rainbow. We can instantly get sun-dried applied to it. Because as you see, we just got sun-dried, but we got to get rainbow before we're supposed to get sun-dried. So I need this queen bee to hurry up so we can get sun-dried done and out of the way, like right now. I'm going to go ahead and also make sure I have some more tanning mirrors right next to this thing. All right, there we go. The butterfly is now cooled down from the queen bee and it's about to apply rainbow, and hopefully this event does not end in like 2 seconds. All right, there we go. Our mushroom should now be rainbow, which it is, and now we just got to get a heat wave to hit one of these tanning mirrors so we can make sure that this thing gets sun-dried back. Please. There we go, and perfect. We made it. We made it. We got sun-dried applied back onto our rainbow mushroom. We're good. We have 2 of those mutations done. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pick up our queen bee and our butterfly. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is reapply the chocolate mutation onto here with shocked, pollinated, and a honey sprinkler to get us honey glaze, just like we did at the start. All right, there we go. And then on our main account, we're going to apply the amber mutation and also the cloud touch mutation. Now, I do have the chilled spray right here, but we're not going to do chilled just yet because we're going to try and work on ceramic first. So in the meantime, I'm going to have my main account leave, and hopefully we can get this thing to ceramic before we have our main account rejoin. Otherwise, we'll just go straight for frozen. All right, but just like that, our mushroom is looking pretty good. We are up to 8 mutations on it, and to go ahead and add to the fun of this, we're going to go ahead and start spawning in all of our pets. So we're going to get our disco beast to get that disco mutation applied. We're going to use our chicken zombies to get that zombified mutation applied. 2 cooked owls to get either cooked or burnt applied. And then we're going to do 1 scarlet, but we're also going to do 1 mimic octopus, just so that way we can hopefully get a 100% chance to get one of these other mutations. Oh, you know what? Actually, before I use this bird to get verdant and then turn sun-dried into paradisal, I want this sun-dried to go to ceramic before it goes to paradisal. So I'm going to actually go ahead and pick up our scarlet for now. And I am going to go ahead and use our sea turtle because thinking about it, I do need to get wet on this anyways in order to get this thing clay. So I'm gonna see if this event gives us wet or if our sea turtle gives us wet, and as long as we get one of the 2, I think we're good, and then we just gotta wait for a sandstorm to pass through. All right, usually the disco bees come in clutch. Let's see if that's true for today. 1 disco bee is going off. Zeffy, let's go, dude. The disco bees, they just know their game, man. Look at that. We already got disco applied to the mushroom. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead then and pick up this other disco bee, and I guess in the meantime, We'll just get some more sea turtles just to get this thing wet quickly, because we really want to get that clay done, and then this thing can turn to ceramic. Okay, our sea turtle just applied wet to the mushroom, which is perfect timing because I gotta pick these guys up quick because our mimic octopus is about to mimic one of our other pets. So now we can either get cooked or burnt, or we'll be able to get zombified pretty much instantly with the mimic octopus. So let's see which one he decides to mimic. Okay, he's doing something. Let's see it. Okay, well, I thought the mimic octopus was a 100%, but he literally just failed. So I guess the mimic octopus is not at 100%. It can still fail, and I guess it just picks up on the rates of what your other pet's chances are. So I guess that makes sense. I think if it was a 100% success rate every time, it would be a little broken. All right, Cooked Owl applied burnt to mushroom. We now have burnt on our mushroom. Thank you, Cooked Owl. I wonder if one day we'll actually get the cooked mutation instead of burnt. It seems to be very, very rare. Oh, and Chicken Zombie applied zombified. So you know what? For once in my life, maybe I won't be so sad. And besides that, we could get verdant, but we're just gonna wait that one out until we can get that sun dry to turn into ceramic. I don't want to mess with that. I want to try to get ceramic first this time because that's the one we'd be struggling on. All right, so we have a windy event going on, so we can hopefully get this mushroom windstruck added onto it, since our dino eggs are still needing a lifetime to open. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna try to travel this mushroom to the front of my garden here, because for some reason, and other people noticed this too, I saw in the comments, that whenever you move the mushroom to the front of the garden, for some reason, you usually get windstruck a lot easier when it's up here. Now, maybe we're all just tripping, but I don't know. It seems to work for me in the past, and it seems like it works for other people, so hopefully this helps. Yeah, that didn't do anything. All right, we have another windy event coming through, so we're blessed again. Hopefully we can get windstruck done. This one should be easy, but for some reason it always is very hit or miss for us. Okay, the event just ended. Let's see. Okay, we got windstruck. Let's go, dude. Maybe this corner is the blessed corner, but windstruck is added. Now we just gotta hope that we get a sandstorm soon and a tornado twisted event. Alright, so I have been AFKing on and off, and it's been like 3 hours. And of course, when I went AFK this last time, there was a tornado, there was a moon event, and there was another heat wave. So I think the game just doesn't like me, and it thought that I left for good. So then it started doing stuff. Looking back at the clips, the tornado literally was like on our mushroom, but it did not convert our windstruck. It did not give us twisted because our windstruck did not mix and convert to the tempestuous. Oh, but hold on. Wait a minute, this is perfect timing. We just got another tornado event to start. Okay, well, I'm gonna try and get our mushroom here to get twisted on it so we can get that to mix in and give us that mutation. However, AFKing though, we have not gotten one sandstorm, and it's been like hours and hours and hours of doing this. Oh, there's 2 tornadoes on this. Hold on. But the fact that there hasn't been a sandstorm within like the 3 or 4 hours I've been recording this video, I don't know if it's going to be possible today to get ceramic. We just need sandy in order to, we have everything else, we're ready. Oh, and there we go. We did just get tempestuous. So we just mixed twisted and windy, and now we have that. That's a good extra multiplier. Yeah, I guess we'll wait around for like another 30 minutes. But if we don't get sandy, I think I'm going to go ahead and just convert that sun-dried to paradisal and convert that wet to frozen. Alright, so I have still been waiting hours on end, and we don't have friend-bound, and we also have not gotten one sandstorm throughout the hours of us recording this video, which is very unfortunate. So I'm gonna go ahead and move forward then with just turning the sand-dried into paradisal and the wet into frozen, and see what the value is after this. I wanted to at least get ceramic and celestial on this as well, but we're almost there, and we haven't gotten either events in hours and hours of waiting. So I guess what we're gonna go ahead and do is spawn in our scarlets here, and just in case we'll spawn in our mimic octopus just to help them out if they don't make any progress. And I'm gonna go ahead and give them all a pet toy to hopefully boost their chances. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply the chilled spray to our mushroom. So now our mushroom is officially frozen instead of wet. All right, and just like that, our Scarlet applied Verdant to our mushroom, which gives us Paradisal as it combined with the Sun-Dried mutation. All right, I'm gonna pick all of these guys up, and we are now at 14 mutations on this thing. Now, if you expand some of the ones that combined, we'd be at 16 mutations. Now, I only really needed to get Ceramic on this, and then maybe Celestial and Aurora. So we're pretty much missing 3 legit mutations, but we're almost there. But within hours of sitting here, I didn't get any of those events, which is crazy. Now, of course, this doesn't include all the admin ones, but I think the creator program is supposed to resume very soon, so we can start getting those in these videos again. It's time to check with Steven the price of our mushroom. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do that. And Steven, what is our mushroom valued at? All right, so our mushroom is worth 5 billion. I think this could have definitely been a lot more if the size of this thing was bigger. I don't really know the max size you can get of a mushroom. I know I've seen some very, very tall ones before, some very big ones, but for this one only being, I don't even know, probably around 30 to 40 kilograms, that's pretty good. I mean, 5 bill is pretty good with all these mutations. There's definitely other plants that would have gotten you more. But anyways, let me know what you guys thought the price would have been and what you think the price would be if I were to get all the admin mutations on this mushroom. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.